The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
It's time on Nude Clan to quote Marcus Burnett. This is bad. Now let me call it what it is. This is fucked up.
Shall we play a game?
Player to another.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the podcast that loves Bad Boys 2. Miami Takedown. Even though it's not actually Bad Boys 2, I keep doing that in my head.
But I've seen the cover art. Like, isn't it just the poster from Bad Boys 2?
Also, real quick, elephant in the room. Did you just drink some of your beer after you just went to AA today?
It wasn't AA. Look, it was the opposite of AA. So, all right. So right now it's like 8:30 at night, which is really late, right? We were supposed to start this at 6:30 at night. But today I had a little thing in Salt Lake. So I got an email.
Anonymous.
Yeah. I got an email. All right. So first I had a long time ago, like a year ago probably, this survey company sent me a $5 bill in the mail and were like, hey, here's $5. Fill out the survey. We'll send you $5 more. And I was like, fuck yeah, cool. I'll do that. That's a great way to do business.
$10?
Yeah.
Sounds like
not
a
this.
scam.
Not this. But I did the other one for $10, and I was like, that's cool. So every once in a while, they'll send me an email like, hey, do you want to pre-qualify for like a fucking like control group kind of a thing where, you know, they ask you questions about like ads and like things and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, fuck, I guess. I don't care. Whatever.
Were there too many mixed race couples in this McDonald's ad? Yes or yes?
Yeah. Nothing quite as fun as that, but
right.
Schweiss is like, just heads just sweating.
A4, what's your what's your ethnicity, A4? Look. We were talking. No, listen. We were talking to my dad. Me and my wife were talking with my dad at Christmas dinner.
It's funny if we had an ad with
even
you and your wife in it. Everybody, all the fucking like far right Republican guys are gonna be like watching the TV, like, oh, they're shoving it down the Dad.
Joe, listen to me. Joe, listen to me. Me and my wife were talking with my dad at Christmas dinner.
We do not get photographed together.
Even my wife agreed with my dad that there's too many mixed race couples on TV these days. I'm just saying. I just
like how your Christmas dinner is your dad being like, listen, she's welcome at the table, but never in our family.
yeah.
Like
it was hilarious because like he wasn't even talking about that. He was just talking about like you know how many mixed race couples are in like commercials and stuff in this completely tone deaf moment where I'm just like sitting here. I'm just like, does he know?
You're like me and your daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Are part of... We're the couple from the Sonic movies, Dad.
That's literally us. Those are us.
It's
they just
me,
found
my
us.
black wife, and our
autistic
soon-to-be
son.
autistic blue son.
Yeah. So it was a questionnaire about how much alcohol I drank, and that was like the time for a little bit where I was drinking kind of a lot, like during the week and shit. And I was like, all right, yeah, I just filled it out. And so they sent
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and they sent me an invite to do this in-person thing. They're like, hey, we'll give you $100. You got to come up to Salt Lake City and do this. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's one of my days off. I'll make a date out of it. Me and Alex will go out to lunch, and it'll be fun. So it finally comes today, and I'm like, all right. So this thing's at 4 p.m. Salt Lake traffic's not good, so I'm like, I'm going to take the time, set up all the equipment, and then we'll leave. We'll take separate cars so that she can stay at her parents' when we get back, so that she has something to do with the kids, so I don't have to worry about that. And we had it all planned out. Everything was perfect, right? I drive my car, pick up Jace. I do this thing that I like to do where like I pick him up early and then I like refuse to talk to him. And he starts to get weirded out more and more and more. And then like he asked me where we were going and I just turned to him like wide-eyed and I like fucking punched the buckle on his seatbelt to unbuckle him and I punched the gas down like I'm gonna like kill him in what is that movie? That fucking Tarantino movie that sucks.
Your adopted kid.
Death Proof?
Yeah, Death Proof. I'm gonna Death Proof his ass out the window. And then I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm taking you to your grandparents. So it was fun. I've done that a couple times. Too.
I do this fun thing with Jace when I pull out a shotgun and I point it directly at his temple and I go, "You're fucking dead, kid." And I go, "Nah, I'm just kidding. We're getting ice cream."
So for the audience who doesn't know, it's okay for Schweiss to do this because Jace isn't actually his son.
Yeah.
Which makes it okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not abuse. It's just being a stepfather.
It's expected, right? Yeah, I'm kind of not living up to my duties in all honesty, but
yeah, you got to buy him like a fucking Xbox Series Xbox filled with fucking like bricks.
Yeah,
I mean, you get it and you fill it full of baked beans.
Yeah, dude. So that was a fun start, right? So I get up to Alex's parents and I drop Jace off. And, of course, I have to stop by the used game store because I'm like, oh, it's on the way. And she's like, man, you guys are late. Did you stop at the store? And I'm like, yes, of course I stopped. There's nothing there because there never is anymore. I bought all the good stuff. And I get in her car. I turn it on.
You don't want a PS2 copy of Zapper, One Wicked Cricket?
I don't even think they had that, honestly. I looked, but they didn't have it.
Store doesn't really have anything. Last few times I've been there too, it's been a dud.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten some like real fucking hardcore PS1 games out of there, like pricey, rare shit.
Like Hooters Road Trip.
There was that was one. They had a copy of it one time. It went. Somebody bought it. Somebody fucking bought it. Some other person in this valley.
Schweiss's White Whale.
Yeah, some other person in this valley owns it, and like every once in a while, I'll like climb the Y and just look out and be like, somewhere down there's another man with Hooters Road Trip.
There's an uncummed-on copy of Hooters Road Trip.
Dude, you know it's some 13-year-old kid who thought there was going to be some boobies in it.
And he thought he could play it on the PlayStation 4 because there's no way he has a PlayStation 1.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck!
That kid is also dead now because he played Hooters Road Trip and like it completely destroyed his faith in humanity.
Yeah. So when you open Hooters Road Trip, it's like opening the Ark of the Covenant from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
We just happened to be okay because we looked away at the last minute.
Yeah, exactly. So I get in her car, the van, and I turn it on, and I notice there's like less than a quarter of a tank, and I'm like, babe, what the fuck? Like, I told you, half a tank or more. Like, because if there's ever any kind of a problem where we have to leave, like, quickly, we're gonna die if it's something serious. Like, if there's like a natural disaster where they're like, all right, everybody get the fuck out. Like, if we gotta get further than like Spanish Fork, we're not making it. And that's not very fucking far. And so I was like, oh my God, like there's not fucking any gas in here. And I'm like, oh my God, all right, whatever.
If they discover all the cocaine under the floorboards, we gotta book it out of here. We need at least to have a tank of gas.
Yeah.
I just imagine this like movie where Schweiss and Alex, they have to go, they get all the kids into the car and they're driving away. And he's like, didn't check. He's like, thank God we're going to beat the nuclear blast. And he looks down and it just sees it on empty. And it just.
Yeah, I'm like,
and as he's sitting there, he looks at Alex and he just goes, I fucking hate you. And that's when the nuke just goes off.
Yeah, so I'm like kind of irritated.
You stupid fucking bitch.
Yeah. So I'm kind of irritated, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make a big deal out of it because, like, apparently I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her half full, but I'm like, what else? Like, it's right there. The gas station's one exit away. Like, fuck, I work right next to it. Right next to it. It's like a 3-minute walk.
There's a gas station right next to your house, bro.
There's one right there too. Yeah, and I'm like, you know what?
I used to go there and get food before the podcast. Like,
if you gotta go Maverick instead of Sam's Club, sure, we're gonna get ripped off, but fuck, at least we have gas. And so I'm like, whatever. It's substantially less at Sam's Club, trust me.
Yeah, but are you paying the difference in that membership?
No, I make money off of it. I make money.
Here's the thing, Joe. They have a shit ton of brood, so everything they buy from Sam's Club probably pays for itself because you buy in bulk.
Yeah, it does. But
I
I
have 18 kids, so I got to buy about 42 boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, so if it was
Just give me
like
the whole
you
pallet.
have-
It's fine.
what do you have,
Pallet
like
of
5?
corn dogs.
And then give them one box. The other 41
Oh,
are
if
for
you just
me.
got them on a kibble diet, you'd be set.
Yeah. So
Twice a day, a cup of kibble.
I'm irritated.
fine.
I'm irritated about that. And so I'm like, whatever, fine. And I didn't want to ruin the day, so it's like, okay, whatever. So we get up there. I'm like trying to find a parking spot for Blue Iguana, and then she's like, oh, there was one right there. And then I was like, fuck, well, now I got to go around the block because I didn't see it. And then because Salt Lake, there's no like easy, oh yeah, just turn around. It's like, no, one-way street.
Well, so in that area is really fucked up, dude. That area sucks because it's bad. That area is bad.
Yeah, and then I go back, and I thought she was talking about this side lot. So that's where I went, and no, it was like this big thing, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, like, fuck, dude. And so I'm like, or whatever, and I can't even turn around in this thing because there's a semi there. So I just fucking back out, and I just back out hard and like all the way back, like a quarter of a block, and then I fucking turn into the parking structure. I'm like, fuck it, no one's coming, whatever. So we go, we eat. It's all right. It was kind of like sweet. I don't know if it's authentic. I mean, it seems like it's more authentic Mexican food. The Mexican food that I'm like kind of so on generally is like the more authentic kind of shit. I'm used to the Americanized version where it's all cheese.
There's not enough corn syrup in these fajitas.
Yeah, and her stuff was actually really sweet, so it was kind of weird. But I thought mine was fine. But
chocolate mole.
Yeah, the mole.
Yeah, did you not get a negro?
Moles are generally sweet.
Yeah, I didn't get the mole. I ordered the chimichanga, and I got a burrito, which was
What the fuck is a chimichanga?
You know what it is, boy.
That's that band that sang that song, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Yeah. So I ordered one, but then I got a fucking burrito smothered, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. So we leave there, and then begins the trek to the research place, which was pretty fast. And then I pull in, and as I'm pulling in, it's like a fuck you, like steep parking spot. And I pull in, and I'm like, ooh, this is kind of steep. I hope this doesn't like cause problems. Like, so we don't really have that much gas. And like, if the gas is too fucking like not where it needs to be because you're at this fuck off angle, like you're not gonna go. And so I park it, and it's on. I leave it on for like a couple minutes. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I turn it off. I go in, shut my phone off, do my thing. Apparently, like 10 minutes later, Alex turns the car on, and then it just dies. And like it won't start. Like you hit the start button, and it just the starter's going. But there's no gas because the fucking gas is all pooled not where it's supposed to be because we're on this fucking douchebag hill. And so I get out, I get my $100. I'm like,
you waited with the car on so you could hear the noise.
Yeah, I didn't hear the slurp, you know. And so I was like, I guess we're good. I was kind of worried about it, though, and I was like, ooh, do you think this is too much of an angle? And she's like, oh, I don't know, it should be fine. And then I get out, and it's, you know, dark. It's like 5:40. And so, you know, if everything would have gone properly.
You were going to be here at 6:30.
No,
when you left there at 5:30.
Well, I would have been.
No,
the traffic
you would not have. The traffic's terrible.
Well, yeah, it was about an hour to get here from when I left today, and that might have been before those accidents. I don't know, but
there's always like going southbound, like from Salt Lake. There's always stopped traffic when I'm going.
Well, that's why I said I might be late because the thing ran a little over. It ran like 15 minutes over. Plus, I had the hour drive because of the wrecks. Plus, I had to fucking go to the Smiths, which is my routine. When I run out of gas, there's always a Smiths nearby. Last time I actually ran out of gas, I was pulling into Smiths to get gas. So that was nice. But this time, not so lucky.
Was the music good?
No.
Which Smiths did you go to?
Get it? Because the band, the Smiths.
No, I don't get it. It was the one, it was like 900 South. It's one of the double deckers. So I'm like, Alex is like, oh, I called roadside assistance like an hour ago, and they can't find where we're at. And I'm like, oh my God, because it comes with our fucking car warranty. It's like free. So I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, just call them and tell them forget it. I'm just going to walk to Smith's and get a fucking thing of gas, a gas can, and then go fill it.
Was she parked at her parents'?
No. We parked my car at her parents' so that we could go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought you skipped something, and I was like, you're back at your parents. Why couldn't she get gas from her fucking parents? Like, I was mad.
What annoys me is my car has gas. So if we would have, and I was like, hey, should we take my car? no, let's take the van because we have the baby. And I'm like, oh, okay. Should have taken my car. We would not have this problem. But so I'm fucking walking. It's like freezing cold outside. It's starting to snow. And I'm like, fuck, dude, this is so dumb. So I try to run, like jog, and I'm too fat to jog. So I'm like, fucking God, I just walked. And it's like half a mile probably.
Right, real quick, I'm excited because I think I know where this is going because I know that Smiths. So I'm excited to hear your journey about what I think is going to happen.
So I finally get to the Smiths, and I go in. Of course, the door closest to me is broken, so I have to go to the other door. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, just small annoyance on top of all of the others. Yep. I go in, I've checked the whole bottom floor, and I'm like, of course, it's just food down here because it's one of these double-decker fucks that Salt Lake has everywhere. Every store is like, oh, we need 2 floors to everything. And I'm like, all right, well, it's got to be upstairs. Go upstairs, fucking $20.
I'm sorry. I like the idea that Salt Lake City is like, oh, we're fancy. We got 2 floors on all our buildings.
Yeah, fucking douchebags.
You do kind of do that.
Even the Walmarts
do that.
Yeah, they do everything.
The Harmons.
Wait, a 2-floor Walmart? All right, that's
crazy.
2-floor Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
I've seen those.
They're obsessed. Even in malls, they do 2 floors. Like 2-floor Disney store. It's like you're in a mall. What the fuck is wrong with you? You guys are addicted to this shit. This double decker, man. You guys love it. Like those. You got like fucking porn mags with those like double decker London buses with the fucking tri-fold out thing. It's like. And it's just a double decker bus.
You lost me at porn mags, but okay.
Yeah, it's like London Automotive.
One of them double decker porn buses.
Yeah, big old pussy on the end. It's like
that's what they call the night bus in Harry Potter.
They put a pocket pussy on the tailpipe. You ever seen that video where those guys did that?
Yeah.
Joe, if you haven't watched that video, it's amazing.
It's
really
so
shows
funny.
you the elasticity of those fucking things.
It's so good.
Like I've never used a fleshlight, so I don't know how elastic that fucking skin is, but apparently it's really elastic because it just fucking goes everywhere.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like one of those wacky inflatable tube guys out in front of the fucking car dealership.
I'm flailing pussy.
I think that would attract more attention. Be like, hey, you guys got flailing pussy over here? I wasn't thinking about buying a car, but then I saw a big old wacky pussy flying around in the wind, and now I'm horny and I want a car. Yeah. Fucking labia just going nuts.
Man, if this wasn't a review episode, the episode title would undoubtedly be Big Ol' Wacky Pussy.
It could still be that.
Yeah,
and then it's going to be a review and it's going to be funny.
It's going to be a review for Bad Boys Miami Takedown for PS2. I gave one played.
Listen, I don't want to spoil anyone, but this is more interesting than the entire game.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly.
No, but what you don't realize is that the final boss of Miami Takedown is a big, wacky, inflatable pussy.
Yeah. It's hard. No, so I go in, I do that.
So am I, Schweiss.
It's like
talk slower.
Yeah, it's like a $30 or like a $25 thing, and I'm like, God, dude, like between the meal and the fucking gas can and the gas, I'm gonna be like breaking even on this thing. So I'm annoyed, but I go down. Luckily, since I used my dead grandparents' phone number, I got $10 off. So the rewards, apparently. I've been using that for years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I got a little savings on there.
When you go to the fucking cemetery next, like, Easter or whatever, you're like, thanks, guys. I use your rewards card at Smith's to get $10 off.
Really appreciate
about
that.
me up there, so.
Yeah. So I bought it, and then as I'm leaving, I like walk, and I think the gas pump is like another 2 blocks off. It's like 2 or 1 really long block.
Yeah, so like the gas station, like you know the Smiths. This is where I thought you were gonna get upset, and I'm kind of sad. The Smiths is there, and the gas station is like across, like it's down and over.
Yeah, it's annoying as fuck. And so I look at it, and I'm like, fuck. And as I was walking out, I saw one of those fucking. No, even worse. One of those douchebag fucking scooter things that they have in the cities now. And like for a second I thought, hey, that would be fast. And then I like walk and then I go and I look and I see that it's like a big ass block and I'm like, dude, fuck it. I'm taking that stupid fucking scooter. And so I scan the scooter code, Log in. It's like, all right, $3.50 for the first 7 minutes, and then blah, blah, blah after that. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care what it is. I don't want to walk. It's cold as fuck. So I take this stupid-ass scooter for like a block and a half. I go fill
Uber
up.
exists, right?
Yeah, for like 2 blocks, though. We're talking like a mile max total.
Okay.
It's like when you're playing Crazy Taxi and you pick someone up and it's like, take me to the KFC, and it's like right behind them. It's like, all right, okay,
Yeah,
sure,
it's
whatever.
like I'll get the free 20 seconds on my timer. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't bring a coat, did you?
I had a coat. I didn't bring
okay.
it. It was in Alex's car though, so I had my coat. But I go to the gas station. I park the stupid scooter, and I fill up the gas can. And of course, I have to like kind of go kind of slow, because it's like gets so much air in it. So it's a fucking long process. And the whole time, I'm just like getting charged for this stupid scooter I'm not using. And then I get on the scooter, and I'm like, all right, well maybe I'll just drive with it like on the floor of the scooter, right? That doesn't work out. It falls off like twice, spills a little bit each time. So now my hands are like wet with fucking gas. So they're freezing fucking cold. And then I'm like, you know what, fucking, I'm just going to hold it in my left hand and I'm going to drive with this thing. And it's like heavy, dude. We're talking like 40 pounds of fucking gasoline in my fucking hand. And I'm freezing. My other hand's the one that got wet. So I'm like freezing ass cold. Driving the scooter that goes kind of fast, man. It's like I'm going like 10 miles an hour on this fucker.
So, tangent on that, when I was first dating Rachel, she went to get Mexican food with a friend, and they were using those scooters, and I get this picture of Rachel in a hospital, and she's like, hey, it's a hospital, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
It's just got the caption that
And
says,
so
I
what
lived,
happened
bitch.
was her friend was riding the scooter. They were kind of fucked up, getting tacos, going back home, and her friend was doing a fucking like picture, like video for Instagram, and hit a fucking tree and broke her nose.
Oh, jeez.
Just fucking home. And so like Rachel got her to the hospital, and like, dude, her friend's face was so bad. Dude, like,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
purple. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these
On video.
scooters go fast.
Yeah,
and they're fucking dangerous.
They're not safe. And so I'm holding this fucking heavy gas can, and like I get to the first fucking like go down into the street, and luckily the light was good. I was like, all right, I'll have to slow down. I get to the first one, and like going down, it's like hard. I hit it like hard, and I'm like fucking wobbling, and I'm trying to pull the brake on the left side, but whatever was happening was making it go faster, and I'm just like fucking and then I hit the incline on the other side, and I just fucking go flying, dude. Like I fucking launch off of the scooter, gas canister like slams into me. I fucking land on my like hip and arm and just kind of like roll it off and like fucking get up super fast. But like the gas is spilling out some more. There's a little more leakage going on because it fucking like slammed into the nozzle. And I'm like, I just fucking eat shit. And as I was picking myself up, I was like, honestly, this is still better than Bad Boys, which was on the mind 'cause this whole time I'm trying to get to this fucking review. And so I get back to the car, and I just walk the rest of it. Like it was like a quarter of a block or something. I was walking with this heavy ass scooter, and Alex is just looking at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I fucking fill up the gas, and then as I'm like 4 gallons in, probably of just dumping this gas into the car, the fucking bitch with the roadside assistance finally rolls up and is like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Fine, fine." He's like, "Oh, I ran out of gas yesterday," and I'm like, "All right, whatever." Like I'm just kind of pissed off, like really mad at the whole situation because it's like that took a little while. That was kind of like a long process to fucking do this stupid shit.
Dude, you were playing real life Elden Ring.
Yeah. I just left the scooter like in the grass, like I just dropped it, and I was like right over. I paid like $6.40 to eat shit and fucking spill gas all over my arm. So, and then
I feel like the best part of that is like you have a history of crashing things on hills and knocking your ass out, and you thought this was going to end completely differently.
Well, the crazy thing was I was like pulling the brake when I was going down, and it went faster. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if the gas, like if I was bumping something with my arm with the gas can or what, but I started going like fast, and it just fucking ate it. And then the whole time I was at this fucking meeting, there was a video they showed that was like a dude taking a sip of a beer, and then like a dude getting arrested for driving drunk, and then he takes another sip of the beer, and then he's like in the courthouse getting sentenced, then he takes another sip of the beer, and then he's in jail. And like the whole time I'm watching this commercial and I'm like, man, I kind of want some beer right now. Like I feel like this is a terrible commercial. Like you could drink the whole time.
Propaganda, like anti-alcohol propaganda.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah, they're like, how do these ads make you feel? And I'm like, well, that one makes me want to drink
for beer.
Yeah,
really.
So like, I grabbed some beer on the way back. Fuck it. And I
literally thought you were going to AA.
No,
the way that you sent that text,
he literally said in the Facebook
all
chat,
3 of us thought you went to AA.
No.
We're like, good for you.
No, shut up. In the beginning of this, at the beginning of the group chat, I saw.
Man.
No, I saw the focus group thing, and I'm like, oh, he's going to like test some beer. That's why I said you're going to throw the bell curve off way hard on this fucking thing.
Yeah,
because they're going to be like, oh, the average person drinks 18 beers a day.
Focus group. I thought he said, I'm finally getting help for my problem because I want to see my kids graduate.
No, I'm doing more problem.
I thought he was going to AA, and then I made a joke, and Joe was mad at me.
Yeah,
he was going to watch like a video of like a guy taking a sip of beer and then punching his wife, and he's like, "It makes me thirsty."
Yeah,
I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty, and I'm thirsty, and I'm feeling a little scrappy. Yeah, but dude, like it was ridiculous. Like, and then I get back, and there's 2 wrecks on the freeway. It takes me an hour to drive a 35-minute drive, and I was like, "Fuck, this is just crazy." Like, I can't believe this.
Sorry, I'm not up at the apartment up there this week right now because I would have helped you if I was up there.
That's all right. I did think of you, but then I was like, fuck it.
I'm down in Utah County. I mean, I would have helped you if I could have helped you.
Yeah, that was annoying. But the whole time I was in this focus group, I was like cracking jokes and shit. Like, they probably hated me, but like there was one part where they're like, what do you do when your designated drinker drives? And I'm like, well, then you got to find the DDD. It's like, oh, what's that?
Designated drinker drives?
The designated drunk driver. And she's like, oh, really? What do you mean by that? And I was like, well, I'm kind of joking. But in all actuality, what happens is you find out whoever's the least drunk and they drive. Unless they're an awful driver to begin with. And then you kind of go, you have to like do the math to figure out, all right, who's going to get us home alive and not pulled over based on their ability / their drunkenness. If you don't have
that up. I need to back you up for a second. You literally said, what do you do when your designated drinker drives?
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shit.
You drunk fuck.
I did also say I am not the DD. I can't ever be the DD. Because when I go out and where there's beer,
listen, I remember quarters with you.
Yeah, that was
I remember how you sat down and you started falling. You were sitting. I had to catch you.
I remember that, and then I remember trying to pee at Del Taco, and they weren't there. Did I pee outside?
Del Taco. No, so you don't remember?
No.
So, okay, guys.
Obviously not.
Schweiss is fucked up. He almost falls down sitting on this concrete thing. I catch him, and I'm holding him like this. Like, I'm holding him like this with my hand on his shirt, so he stays still. Alex and her sister each drive separately and pick all of us up. It's me, Schweiss, Cameron, Craig's brother, Jacob. All of us are kind of fucked up. Joe and Schweiss and Craig's brother is really fucked up.
Oh yeah, we drank a lot.
I remember with Joe, I kept saying Joe. Sorry, man. Jacob and Cameron.
That's all right. I wasn't invited. It's fine.
Playing it. You weren't here. You were in California.
Yeah, that was when you were gone.
Yeah, you were in Sodom.
Exactly.
I remember almost getting kicked out of quarters with Cameron and Jacob because we kept going, not that drunk, at like a table, and then the staff didn't like it.
Yeah.
But so we go to Cameron's, and we're all like, you know what sounds really good? Is a greasy burrito. Let's go to like the Beto's equivalent. Schweiss has to pee, like really, really bad. So we get to there, and we go because Cameron's like, "Oh guys, it's open. This place is open. It says 24 hours. It's open." Well, 24 hours means their drive-thru's open 24 hours. They close at 10. It's 1 a.m. Schweiss goes to open the door, and I've never seen a man more defeated in my life. He just gets his head, and he just slams it against the door. and we're like, can we use the bathroom? And the lady in there's like, no.
Inside, she's like, chicken? Chicken?
Please tell me you guys.
No, steak.
Please tell me you guys walked through the drive-thru. Have you ever done that?
No, because Schweiss's wife and her sister were driving us.
Yeah,
So we all decided
okay.
we all decided we're gonna get burritos still. We're like, Schweiss, pee in the bush, and he goes, no, and we're like, pee in the bush. You have to pee, and he's like, no. So he held it another like 15 minutes
It was
for these
bad.
burritos and to drive to Cameron's house, and he fell up the stairs twice to Cameron's apartment, but he fucking made it. But at that point,
he pulled a
I had
Biden.
to. But at that point, I had to shit really bad, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, just go. And so you run to the bathroom, and I'm like, hurry the fuck up, as I am going through my own crisis at the moment.
I thought you were sitting on the toilet and you were just like pee between my legs.
Yeah,
Pete,
exactly.
Pete, you got your dick and balls in your hand. You're like, go. There's space.
Yeah.
Don't miss.
Cuffed him up, and I'm like, pee right there.
Yeah, don't you fucking miss.
Don't you miss. But yeah, dude, his face, like, honestly, dude, is one of those things. It's a core memory of mine because it was so fucking funny how upset he was.
Yeah, that was
Like, he
bad.
I felt so bad for you.
Have you guys ever done the thing though where you walk through a drive-through, like ever?
No, I've never done that.
No, because I'm an adult.
Most of the time,
I did that
say,
once.
"No,
I did that
can't do
once, seeing a comedy show in New York with a buddy, and he lived in like Queens or Harlem or something,
Newark.
like one of the smaller neighborhoods. And we were coming back from this comedy show, and it was like 4:45 in the morning. It was almost 5 in the morning, and there's like a Burger King in New York City there, and we were so hungry. We like walk through the drive-thru. They're like, we can't serve you here if you're not in a car. We'll open at 5. So then, we're just like, come on. And then eventually at 5 o'clock they did let us in, and we both got Sprite and like chicken nuggets at 5 in the morning. And then we had horrible heartburn, and we were like dying on the way back to his apartment. We're like,
What?
this is the worst idea we ever.
Bro, what you should have done was say, no, we're mimes, and you should have pretended to be in a car, like squatted down and drove.
Yeah, you said we're mimes. We're mimes.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah,
because
you
like
That's what we are.
this guy
We're off
and me.
duty, but we'll pretend for you.
this little albino cherub and me were like two little troublemakers as we're riding like the subway back from like Brooklyn or whatever, from like the house where the main like comedy show was happening, where he just does this thing where he just like, there's other people on the train, and he just says to me like the most random shit, like stuff that's meant to be awkward, and I don't remember it exactly, but it would just be stuff like, my dad like died the other day, right? Like not like that exactly, but it would just be like this completely awkward shit that I would have to try and like not laugh and then react to like it was completely normal, just so the other people in the subway car would like overhear it.
Jesus.
So of course we were gonna like walk through the goddamn drive-through screaming like, please, we're hungry, give us chicken nuggets and Sprite.
So I've never walked through a drive-through, but I did buy 6 McRibs from McDonald's when they first came out. Now we threw them at the building.
Just kidding. McRibs are fucking disgusting.
The lady was a bitch. Like, she was just so mean, and we're like, fine, clean the windows, cunt. Like, that was...
Damn, you were like artificially increasing their value.
I got your McRib right here, you fat bitch.
Like, at one point, I remember her saying to me, I'm glad you think you're funny, sir. And I was like, I do think I'm funny.
Yeah, I'm glad you like
And then-
scraping McRib off the window.
Listen, I was a douchey teenager, and that's just how it was. I'm
Yeah.
better now. I wouldn't do that now because that sucks.
Now I would
But-
throw McDoubles at the building.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they never bring the
Because the
McRib
McRib is
back.
gone.
Bitches.
Have you guys ever had a McRib? I've never had one, I don't think.
No,
It's
I actually
fine.
didn't need it. I threw it at a building.
It's fine. I've had it like once. It's fine.
No, dude. The
it's-
best thing at McDonald's is the McBitchin', and you have to make it yourself, but it's good.
Yeah.
Is that like the McGangbang?
No, McGangbang is a regular crispy chicken sandwich. A McBitchin' is the spicy chicken sandwich.
Now, I thought the McGangbang was
Ah.
you get the hot and spicy, but you ask for like extra mayo.
No,
Yeah,
it's a fucking McChicken and a McDouble, and you put the McChicken in the McDouble.
Oh, we call those at work. We call those the McCumwich, the hot and spices, because sometimes they
Yeah.
like fucking douse that shit in mayo, and you're like, this is kind of gross. Like this is a little much on the.
Why not
mayo
call it
front.
the McBukaki?
Macaque.
Macaque.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. It's in your eye.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
loving it.
So that's why we're so late. So sorry.
You say to
And
the
the episode's
podcast
over.
listeners that aren't fucking like aware of what happened. Like you're only
We
late
can be
to
like,
the
oh, it came out on time.
You're only late. You're only late
on time. It comes out on time. So
You're
don't
only
know.
late to the three of us, especially me, where it's now 11 p.m. for me, and I have work in the mornings.
It's my bedtime right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could be masturbating right now, but instead I'm.
Look,
I mean, you did just go off
I will
camera.
stay up
so
as
you
late
might
as it
still
takes,
be.
as long as we can talk about you falling on your ass on a scooter and Zach throwing McRibs at fucking McDonald's.
I
Yeah.
could have just masturbated.
Yeah.
I
thought
did
you
just
set,
masturbate.
I thought you set up like candles and shit. Like you make a night out of it. And
Only
not.
only at special occasions.
Yeah,
really.
only on his birthday and federally recognized holidays.
Yeah, when he gets the when he
Martin
finally gets
Luther,
the
hello.
when he finally gets the Lulu body pillow cover.
Yeah.
Dude, so speaking of masturbation, I'm just kidding. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you prefer Tifa or Aerith?
Yeah.
Which Final Fantasy girl do you want to fucking blow nuts
I
over?
wouldn't mind them having
he
their
wants
arms.
Red 13, you sick bastard.
Ah, man of
Yeah.
taste, I see.
But
Yeah,
so
you come on him and he's like, oh, he's been affected by the stigma.
so my girlfriend.
You come. Wait, hold on. You come on Vincent, and he just opens up his cape and looks like fucking.
God.
Like in the movie.
Yeah, like in Advent Children. That
Yeah,
was the
like
joke.
in Advent Children.
Or like in that amazing real like that what is it when he pees in her vagina.
Oh, the
Oh,
fanfic?
Girls' Night In.
Yeah,
That's
girls
not a
night
fan
in.
fiction. That's canon. I've heard that's canon.
You threw up all over my dick, and she's like, "You peed in my butt." Like,
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Fair.
Tanzen truly is a fucking wordsmith. I swear to God.
I think we need to end Super Sexy with like an episode with him, and we're all reading his last.
So I'm
written thing.
kind of upset because I wanted to bring Super Sexy back with A4.
Yeah,
had
but then Jake was like, "No, I lay claim to that series," and I'm like,
Well, then we're not doing it.
Oh,
He recorded one episode.
I think they did more than one.
Because so Brandy, this is like a couple years ago. He sent a picture to our guys chat that was dinosaur erotica with dinosaurs with women,
Yeah.
with human women.
Oh yeah.
I said if I ever find that, I'm going to buy it
"Was it a Chuck
as
Tingle
a
book?"
joke. But that book is real, so I own it now.
Nice. I like the
And
one.
Is it Chuck Tingle? Because Chuck Tingle does that all the
No,
time.
it's a chick. It's a chick that writes it.
No, okay, because like I don't know if
he
you know
does
Chuck
dinosaur
Tingle,
shit.
but
Yeah,
Chuck
you've
Tingle.
sent those in the chat.
I like the
Okay.
meme where it's the dinosaur like on the ground, like with its leg up, and then like somebody just put in like an old classical painting of a dude like just going in the dino
Yeah,
pussy. That one's
Chuck
fucking
Tingle
funny.
Chuck Tingle has such books as Absolutely No Thoughts of Pounding During My Fun Day with This Kind T-Rex because I'm aromantic and asexual, and that's a wonderful, valid way to prove love is real. Or Trans Wizard Harriet Porber and the Bad Boy Parasaurolophus.
I've seen that because there was someone I like watched on YouTube, read a review of it, and it was fucking hilarious because that
Yeah.
person was scarred for the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah. There's a book series that I bought that I made like a big deal about to the wife, and I was like, oh, there's one about a pickle, and like my wife is all excited, and it's like hypersexual like kids books.
Oh, Ricky Morty.
But it's like a joke, right? And you can't really see it unless you're an adult. And the one that I was reading the fucking descriptions online because I was like, what is this reach around books? Because I was like, do they know that their name is like fucking hilarious? And the answer is, oh yeah, they know. And I fucking go online and I was like crying at work because one of them is called like Lucy Lixolotopus Goes Down South, and I like fucking lost it at that one. Or like Spank
Those
the
are
monkey.
pretty great.
Spank the monkey lends a hand is one of them, and then what was the other one? Brenda's Beaver. There's like a Brenda's Beaver series.
I was just thinking about that. There's like Brenda's Beaver gets a shave or something like that.
Yeah, and then there's another one that's like Brenda's Beaver plays around, and it's like a golf one. And there's a part where the fucking it's talking about like this dude's hog and then this dude's other thing. And like there's a part where the hog and like the other sexual innuendo like have a sword fight, And when that fucking happened, dude, I was like crying reading that fucking thing. I was dying. I was like, oh my God. Because it's just this picture of like a little pig and then like another dude like or another animal and they're like fighting with a fucking like 2 golf clubs. And I was dying. It's so funny. But
there's like a line in that Brenda's book that's something like talks about that. It's like talks something about like having her hairy wet pussy is bad because they smell or something like that. And I was laughing pretty fucking hard.
That place, those guys are based out of Cedar City. They're from Cedar.
They are.
Yeah.
No way.
I think they're on the reservation, I think is what they said.
Oh, really?
Let's also let's not forget
funny.
Chuck Tingle's Eternal trilogy: Space Raptor Butt Invasion, Space Raptor Butt Redemption, and then Space Raptor Butt Ascension.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Kanzen wrote a fan fiction as early as 2019. By the way,
As recently?
You mean as recent as 2019?
Was it which one was it?
it was a Sailor Moon one from 2019.
Oh yeah, that was the last one. That was going to be our final episode. That was our idea.
That was the last one. Schweiss says like he's following the Kanzen cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's a dark place.
Oh, it's Brenda's beaver needs a barber.
Yeah.
There's put Tony's nuts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Susie likes to look at balls.
Did I say on the show, by the way, that
come swing with us.
Did I say on the show, by the way, that when I went to KupoCon and I was trying to find you guys, but I met I think I met Diza Oakland first, or was it Darth Jamu, and I introduced myself as Kanzen. I'm like, I am Kanzen.
Oh really?
And they just like, yeah, and he like didn't know what to do at first.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think Diza was there. I think it was him.
No,
and
I think it was Darth Jamu.
Yeah. He was there, and then so was fucking what's her name?
Felicia Nomiko.
Felicia,
and
yeah. It's hard because I'm like, their fake names are as real as their real names sometimes. Like especially with Dead Islander, his real name sounds faker than Dead Islander somehow. Like,
yeah, his real name sounds like a fucking designer.
Yeah, Dead Islander's name sounds fake. It really does.
Yeah, and like there are people that go by fake names in our community that have more real names than his real name. Like there's a guy who goes by Bill Mardigan, and I can't remember what his fucking name is, but it's not Bill Mardigan. That's like a joke. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I got a guy whose fake name of Dead Islander is more real than his fucking real name, which I thought was also a joke.
By the way, Dead Islander in the Twitch chat says, "Hey yo, LMAO."
And then Crenitol has a fake name too. His last name, I thought that was like a Facebook not my name, but apparently it's his real name. And I'm like, oh, we just got weird names, weirdly named
and their
people.
social security numbers are
683-974835. If I guessed it, you guys owe me $100.
You owe me a Coke.
If you've been doxxed by twice on this podcast, you may be entitled to compensation.
Yeah. Not to sue the company. Good
Oh,
luck.
I think that's just Jake at this point.
Good luck. We don't have any fucking money.
Dead Islander in the chat is being a pussy from driving up here and getting a goddamn job and getting $500 off my rent.
Yeah, we're going to have to...
More
Dead
like
Islander in the
pussy.
chat wants to stay in little New Mexico. You know, doesn't want to come up here.
Bro.
He's afraid of losing his job at some fast food joint to just gain another job at some fast food joint in a different place.
But you don't understand,
for less rent.
Joe, you don't understand. When you're a part of the Bojangles family, you're part of the family forever.
Yeah, they'll kill you if they find you. If they find out you go to another restaurant, they'll cut your dick off with a cigar cutter.
Yeah,
what did we tell you about working at Popeyes?
Fuck you up.
Bojangle himself will come down. And fucking
What do we
Says
tell
I
you
want
about
to
working
leave
at
this
Church's
shithole
Chicken?
town. Apparently you don't. You got a fucking free stay with me. Plus rent.
Yeah, come on. We're going to have to get Crenitol down
Plus
there.
the occasional night grope when Joe gets a little.
Who
too
else
handsy
is
to
Joe
sleep.
gonna cuddle when he has night terrors?
Yeah.
Asshole.
Hey, what size are you, Dead Islander? Because I'm pretty sure we got a Lulu body pillow
Yeah,
cover with
what
your fucking name
pussy
on it.
you wear?
Dead Islander won't leave his $15 an hour job to get a job that would also pay the same amount of money here. He won't do it.
You'll be fine, man. Trust me. If you have a car, just bring it. You're good.
Listen.
This town has 3% unemployment rate. It is impossible not to get a job
Dead
here.
Islander, I would not blame you for not moving to Cedar City. Cedar City is a dump.
But it's near St. George, which is great.
Really nice.
Which has cougars who might L the D. So
yeah, both.
Yeah, you might be able to have S with them.
Yeah, if you know what I'm saying.
If you know what I'm laying down. They might
seriously though.
Pee.
I need to get out of debt, and I want someone to help me out with my rent right now. Anybody listening? I'm looking for a roommate.
Yeah.
Opinionated Gamer, this is your time to be friends with Joe.
We can.
So real quick, I want everyone in the podcast area that's listening to
Dead Islander says he has family that lives in St. George. What the fuck are you doing?
Opinionated Gamer was my audience member of the year.
I already said that on the other episode.
I didn't get to say it.
It was Redrick. It was Red Eric.
But Opinionated Gamer is
Redrick.
better.
It was Redder Rick.
It was Red Dick.
It was Redder
Dick
IC.
Redemption.
I don't think it was him that was trying to move out there. I feel like that's probably not going to happen.
What?
Were you guys saying Redrick was going to... Redrick wanted to move out?
No, we were talking about Dead Islander.
Oh. Yeah,
I'm just glad you're not the DD today, honestly.
He needs to, man. Yeah, you need some help. I was like, man, maybe I'll move down there. Just leave the family. And then I was like, oh, wait, I have a wife and kids. I guess it can't be me.
No, as long as you're getting milk, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can't rent out Harry Potter's apartment to Joe again?
You know.
I thought Cameron lived in Harry Potter's apartment.
I don't want it.
Yeah, it's not the real estate it used to be. Now with all the padding steps.
It's all encrusted with cum now. It's like
there's kids like jumping down the stairs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it's like in the Harry Potter movie. Like in the first movie, he's like, "Wake up, Potter! It's my birthday!" And he's stomping on the stairs, and there's all this dust falling.
I do want to say a message to those out there. As someone who literally had no job and moved to another city, you can just like go and move.
Yeah,
you're not stuck where you are.
Parents are gonna save your ass if you fail.
Yeah, don't worry, Joe's parents will help you.
Opportunity to do that.
No, I'm just saying, like, and I could have stayed in LA. I could have kept crashing on couches, but
yeah, look,
man, you too can be like
sailing in LA. It's okay.
You too can be a cool drifter who rides
you too
along
can
the
be
wind.
a dredge on society.
Look,
you want to know how the conversation went when I went back home?
We knew you'd fail.
It was my mom called. My mom called. She goes, "Look, you're in a bad position right now.
I'm sorry.
You don't have any money. You don't have money for the car repair that you need. I don't like you living in that car, and it looks like this COVID thing might be a problem, and it's really looking like it might become like a huge issue. And I want you to come back home." And I was like, "Okay, Mom." And then the whole fucking country shut down a week later. So my mother's ability to like look on the horizon and go, "This is going to be a problem, isn't it?"
The good news is that in hindsight,
she called
COVID
that
actually ended up not being a huge problem at all. We shut down everything for no reason.
Yeah, but otherwise he would have had to have fended off Gavin Newsom with a gun on the border as he's trying to leave.
I just can't believe your mom stopped you from homelessness.
Gavin Newsom is keeping Joe in.
You.
My mother, when I told my mother I was going to live in my car, she cried on the telephone.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would have laughed. I would have been like, and I was like kind of jealous. I was like, dude, I could save so much money. You wash your balls with all the other gay guys at the gym. You fucking work out, so you got to go to the gym and get sweaty and nasty and then wash your balls off. And then you go to work, and then you come back.
That would have been the problem, though, because I wouldn't have been able to go to the gym and take a shower during COVID.
That is true.
Yeah, it would have been.
Because out there, they shut it all down. It was a no-go.
Yeah, no, you were talking about Gavin Newsom, like, keeping him in California, and I just picture him at the border, like, keeping Joe there, and he's like, come on, get back in the state. I got a fucking giant enclosed party with 500 other people who attended. Now.
Yeah, I'll bring you in. Just don't tell anybody. You can't leave.
Shower. Oh, you can shower.
Yeah, no one likes Gavin Newsom.
Don't worry, we're not going to wear masks because that shit's actually gay. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know what Gavin Newsom sounds like. For some reason, he just sounds like Biden.
I don't
That's
know.
the
He
crazy
doesn't
part.
sound like a wiener. That was the previous guy.
Yeah, and he doesn't sound like Arnold, who was like 4 guys ago, but still. Yeah, everybody hates Gavin Newsom, even Joe. Yeah, so
Well, yeah.
hey,
Even
Joe probably more so
Well,
than all of us, for sure.
Because
All
Gavin
the
Newsom
Democrats
stopped him from living his dream
Hate
of living
Gavin
in a car.
Newsom, and all the Republicans hate him even more.
Yeah,
So
he thought
I feel
about
like the
running
only
for
people who
president.
like Gavin Newsom are like terminally online people
Dude,
that live in the Bay
I'm
Area.
like, do it, fucking do it, run
No.
for president and lose, you loser.
I
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like him. I don't
No,
like
they're
him.
gonna-
either.
no.
They're gonna run
He doesn't
the,
do shit. There was
gonna-
nothing but the homeless situation was just made steadily worse for the last 20 years.
And that was
That's
his
all
focus.
it's been.
Yeah.
And you got, oh my God, all these fuckers, all this fucking like money. I had to work for a political campaign and they started talking about like the shit that was going on. It got my blood boiled, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? $1 million for like a little shack?
Yeah.
How? And it's like, well, all these contracts, and they're all putting up their like biggest number. Basically, the government has to work with them. It can't go to a different buyer at that point because, and people are there's money disappearing. It's
Yeah.
going into people's pockets.
And they got all these
fucking
codes.
crazy.
They got all these codes that make it so that it has to be that expensive, and like obviously there's corruption there. Like, wait,
Oh my!
so you're
God.
telling me I got like 50 building codes, and this guy's the only guy that's gonna build? It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean,
It's
LA's
bad.
been corrupted since the beginning of LA, but you know,
Yeah.
it's oh man. But yeah, fuck that guy.
It was founded on a bunch of ley lines, so I'm just making that up. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know what
It
that
was-
is. I don't. All I know is
Yeah.
that's what I lay down in 14 when I want to cast faster. So, I guess if that it's like the opposite though. It's like an anti-ley line for building things. It takes even longer than it should.
I don't know if they're going to run Gavin for 2024. I hope they run the potato-headed guy, the sloth from Goonies guy that they elected in my state. But
Oh, that
they'll
you
just steal the
elected?
election
Yeah,
again.
no, I agree.
I didn't do shit.
Look, I'm
motherfucker.
just happy they finally have a guy that's as smart as all the ideas that they push out. That's all I'm saying. They got Biden and they got Goonies guy.
I just
Fetterman.
like that the time
Goonies
of
guy.
man is over.
Yeah,
and
they
the time
got-
of work is
they got
started in
Chunk.
Pennsylvania.
They got Chunk and the Stairmaster. But yeah. Anyway, political stuff aside, Bad Boys. Speaking of Bad
You
Boys,
want me to talk about the? Never mind.
So Bad Boys Miami.
I'll shut my Democrat mouth.
Yeah, you shut the fuck up, boy.
What's that fucking... God, I wish I had it on the soundboard, the clip from L.A. Noire where he's like, you left-wing leaning parasite. Do you think I want to sit here and listen anymore to your drivel?
Oh, okay. You're the only one that's played that game on this show, I think. Pretty positive.
No, I haven't. I
Oh.
just know that clip.
Okay, yeah, none of us have played it.
I just know that clip because it's great to use online against people. There's
Yeah.
also the clip from Golden Boy that I use on people where it's the woman going like, you're obviously unstable and you don't belong here.
Yeah. So speaking of Bad Boys Miami Takedown, in Europe, it is known as Bad Boys 2. So we were onto something thinking it was Bad Boys 2.
No.
Considering
In Europe it's known as Teenage Mutant Bad Boys Heroes.
I thought it was Idris Elba.
you tried.
Idris Elba times 2, Miami Takedown.
No.
Is
I'm
there
thinking
a-
of dumb Teenage Mutant
Oh,
Ninja Turtles
the
joke.
character model for like Will Smith in that game looks like 50 Cent.
I couldn't
So I was
tell
pretty-
who I was playing when I was playing either of them, and I'm like, I'm not
I
being
just-
racist here. I just
Yeah,
can't see because it looks like
the
shit.
Yeah, the dude in the white beater was supposed to be Will Smith.
That's what
and
I
was
thought, but then I was like,
I was
well,
like,
he kind of
50
looks
Cent.
more. He kind of looks more like the other guy right now, and I'm like, they're never standing next
so,
to each
like,
other, so I can't see who the short
yeah.
fucker is. So like, it's unfair. It's unfair, and it's racist.
But like no, like the character model, like really, like no shit, kind of looks like 50 Cent, like from like
He
the
kinda
Blood
does,
and I
yeah.
was like, whoa. I was like, they could have actually made him look more like Will Smith than they did.
Okay, I'm looking at a screenshot. It looks like it's probably Will Smith.
Yeah, good luck. I couldn't tell.
I can't tell these two apart though. You're totally
I was
right.
like, this could be Lawrence Fishburne. This could be fucking Allstate
Joe,
guy.
Joe,
This could be
Joe,
Michael B.
move on,
Jordan. I don't know who it is.
Joe, I promise we're not being racist. I'm looking at a screenshot right now. It is two black
no
guys.
one-
It is two black guys with 48 pixel by 48 pixel PS2 faces. You
One of
cannot
the-
tell them apart.
One of the cops in that game is like a white dude, and he kind of looks like Martin Freeman or whatever. The dude that played Bilbo in
Bilbo?
Okay,
The
yeah, I was
Hobbit,
like,
he
okay,
kind
I
of
thought
looks
that was a
like
mistake.
him, and I was like, he wasn't an actor in that time that I knew of.
Sorry,
was he?
I'm seeing another screenshot, and whatever black dude is in this screenshot has the biggest puss face I've ever seen. I'm gonna post it in the
Nice.
no, fuck it. I'm just gonna post it in the Nude Clan chat.
Yeah, do it.
in the Discord.
They'll see it later. Well, they'll see it now and
Yeah.
then hear about it
But
later.
like, is that not the biggest puss face?
That's got to be. But see, that's supposed to be Will Smith, and to me, that kind of looks like the other guy, right? I mean, he's got the goatee, but like, fuck, I don't know, man. Even with the goatee, I'm like, I don't know. Who am I playing?
So who's developed this game? What year did it come out?
That's the first level, by the way.
That game came out in 2004.
Yeah, based on the action comedy film Bad Boys 2. It was released after the DVD's film and VHS release in 2003. So, well after. You're supposed to promote movies with these games, not fucking do it after the fact, but whatever.
No, but like that's when the dev cycle
movie
was like too
just-
long.
I just want to
You know what I mean?
preface this for Schweiss to tell him the other games that came out around the same time in 2004 were like Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, fucking
one of those
Halo
is
2.
good.
Halo 2 came out in 2004. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes came out in 2004.
Yeah.
Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. Games that were decent.
Yeah.
And then we get this pile of dog shit that looks like they didn't make their money back on the Bad Boys 1, so they made this to save themselves, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
It's just rough.
Taya Leone is really cute in the first Bad Boys movie. She is just a lot of fun to look at in that movie.
Well, I'm going to take a piss. Why don't you guys talk about your history with Bad Boys for a minute here? How about that? I've never
You
seen
guys,
it.
plural. The only other person who played it is that. Whatever.
Yeah. How does this make your bad boy feel, Zach?
I lost 3 inches on my bad boy by playing this game.
you lost 3 inches on your Bad Boy. Is that
Have
good
you,
or
have
bad?
Have you seen the Bad Boys movies, Zach?
I have not. And I'm going to be honest with you, I fucking never will because of this game.
Oh my god, really?
To prove a point.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I feel like they're fun movies. I've always kind of wanted to see them. I just never got around to it.
In the wise words of Dido, I will go down with this ship.
Yeah.
And never fucking
Look,
see a Bad Boy.
Speaking
one-
of shit, we can all hear Schweiss piss on the stream. So
I
It sounds
can't.
and
like
now
he's
he just
making
flushed the
bacon.
toilet. So yeah, this is the problem with the.
No, he's still peeing.
This is the problem with the podcast room and the bathroom being like 4 feet away from where we record the podcast. It's like whenever one of you lazy fucks, and I'm not saying you, Zach, specifically, but one of you lazy fucks would get up from the chair in the middle of an episode and go, like, I felt like I had to keep talking over whatever fucking noise was going to be like leaking through into the.
Why
Look
did you
at that!
specifically call
Listen to
me
that
out?
fucking toilet flushing right
My
now.
favorite
My
memory
God.
of that bathroom is it was me, Schweiss, Cameron,
Together.
and Craig. Yeah, and Craig took a poop in that toilet, and we had to stop the podcast. We had to walk outside. Do you remember that when it was me, you, Cameron, and Craig took a shit near that bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
And we had to stop the podcast, and he's laughing. He was giggling as me, Cameron, and Schweiss are outside going, "No, we're not coming back in there.
Craig from the bathroom just yells like, "I'm not locked in here with you, dude. You're locked in here
You're
with
fucking
me."
here with me." Bro, he was laughing so fucking hard, and I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, I've watched the first and the third Bad Boys movie. I skipped the second one.
Is the
haven't
third
seen it.
one the one that came out like a couple years ago?
Yeah, it's the one that just
Bad
came
Boys
out.
for Life or whatever.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
I don't remember.
I'm not up on the fucking Bad Boys cinematic.
That one was all right, but I liked the first one. Like, it's dumb. Like, there's dumb shit in it, but as far as like an action comedy,
it's a
the
Michael
90s.
Bay movie. That's why it's like I would kind of want to watch these because like if Michael Bay does one thing good, it's like gratuitous action and gratuitous racism, and that seems like this movie's fucking bread and butter.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, all right, here's what we were going to talk about before the pod. What do you guys think the best Michael Bay movie is? Anything to not talk about the game.
I mean, the only ones that I've seen are like the Transformers movies. So
Those are not. No.
Well, I've also seen the first Ninja Turtles that he did.
That's not. I don't think he directed that. I think he just produced it.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Though.
Then Transformers 1, dude. I don't know. I haven't seen Pearl Harbor. I haven't seen the Bad Boys movies. I haven't seen Pain and Gain.
Oh, did he do Pearl Harbor?
He did.
Well, let's see everything he did real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see.
Pain and Gain is funny.
Pull it up.
There's a really
Also,
funny
Bad Boys for Life is the third one, which is retarded because it's like, why would you not just save that for the fourth movie if they were ever?
Yeah, Bad Boys for Life. Exactly.
Yeah, that's
it writes itself. The title, I mean.
Yeah, Pain and Gain. There's a scene.
But he didn't direct that one.
There's a scene in Pain and Gain where like they accidentally kill somebody and they have to get rid of the body, and The Rock is out like grilling the body on a fucking grill.
grilling the fingers. He's trying to grill the fingerprints off the hand.
And there's like a chick watching him and checking him out, and he like takes his shirt off and is like flipping the hand and shit. It's really, really funny,
dude.
That's a good movie.
Michael Bay also did The Rock, The Island, Armageddon. He also did that new ambulance movie that came out like this past year.
I just saw that, yeah.
That I kind of wanted to see. When I went to see Uncharted, I saw the preview for that. I'm like, I kind of want to see ambulance.
Did you know that Michael Bay's in trouble with the Italian, with Italy? Because he killed a pigeon over there or something. And so he's like, they want to arrest him.
Jesus.
Yeah, and Uwe Boll wants to fight every one of his critics in the boxing ring. So like,
he did produce that John Krasinski movie that's silent.
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Thank you.
Quiet Place is
really
great. I really like that movie.
That's odd.
His company produced it. I don't know if they put up the financing or whatever, but that was a good bet.
Bro, when I went to go see The Quiet Place, and I didn't realize the whole movie was pretty much actually going to be A Quiet Place. I thought it was just a title. I went with a friend, and me and her were sitting there, and like you hear everyone in the theater like trying to be quiet, like eating their popcorn and like opening everything. And it gets to this point in the movie where it's like gonna crescendo, right? Like it's gonna be scary. And I'm sitting there next to my friend, and she's just like, I can see her leaning in her seat, and I go, ah. And she screamed, and everyone in the theater erupted into laughter. So I feel bad that I ruined a very crucial part probably of this movie. But everyone was like, you could just feel the tension. It was just awesome. She screamed, I laughed.
Those are both great movies, but as a director, it's got to be either Pain and Gain or The Rock.
Yeah, I'm going.
One of those two.
Going The Rock.
I heard
man.
Pain and Gain was good.
I think I'm gonna do Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen.
That might be the worst movie I've ever seen in a movie theater. It's so bad.
I saw Joe's face. I saw like the years of film school.
Fucking John Turturro being like, "I am under the enemy's scrotum."
Is that the one with like Robot Heaven? Is that one?
Yeah. That's the one where like the robot chick like tries to rape Sam Wizadiski or whatever his name is. Yeah. I like Pearl Harbor though. I've never seen Pearl Harbor in theaters. And it was all right.
I've not seen Pearl Harbor, and I've not. The only Transformers I've seen all the way is the first one.
Oh man, you're missing out on fucking Revenge of the Fallen. That movie's a giant pile of shit.
That's what I heard, and then I heard like other people all the time would being like, well, the first one's a good one. And I'm like, I watched the first one and I did not like that movie. I don't know.
Oh, I did. I just turned my brain off and I watched robots kill each other and I was like.
The problem is that one is the good one. That's how bad the other ones are.
Yeah, that's like crazy to me.
I don't know. I kind of remember liking 4 and 5, the ones with Mark Wahlberg, but.
Oh, honey, no. Honey,
don't judge him.
He also apparently produced fucking the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot with fucking
The dude
With
from
Rorsch-
Watchmen.
with Rorschach. He also produced The Purge. He also produced the Ouija movie and the sequel to the Ouija movie.
Dude, he makes money.
He's raking it in.
Joe,
Shit.
have you ever seen? Do you know what Epic Rap Battles of History is? Have you ever?
Yeah.
Did you watch the director one?
Oh yeah, I've seen
That
it.
one's a good one. I like that one a lot.
It is a good one.
Whenever I think of Michael Bay, all I think of is that Robot Chicken sketch where he has a prehensile penis and he's like drinking a martini.
No,
He's like, I'm just going to do what I want. Fuck it. I'm Michael Bay.
you know there is something to be said about his like over the top music video style thing. It's like it's for some movies it works exceptionally well. Like The Rock, I guess, would be one of those examples where it's just
Maybe
like
stuff that isn't based on like established franchises like TMNT or Transformers.
nerds can whine about that shit. I'm just talking like, just like
Right.
big over the top 90s action movies, just like anything like that. I don't know. The less like, the movies definitely vary from like mediocre to horrible in terms of like their writing, but like it's always an exciting thing on screen. Like he never is like visually boring.
Of course, yeah.
Even though he might be like bludgeoning you over the head so much that the movie gets boring because there's no like differentiation in like the tone of it. That's what I noticed the last time I watched The Rock, where I was like, oh, it's getting a little boggy here in the middle. And it's just because it's not stopping. Like it's never like taking a breath. So, there's a balance to that and like figuring out like
Is The Rock the one where Sean Connery goes like, only losers do their best. Winners go home and
you're
fuck
best.
the prom queen.
Yeah, your best. Losers whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Which is a great
Sarah
line.
was the prom
great.
queen. Really?
Is Nicolas Cage in that movie?
He
Am I
is. It's
losing my
amazing.
mind?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. I've never seen The Rock. I really should.
Yeah.
It's part of the Cage
Got the
trilogy.
chit-chat. A-hole. Dude, I love that fucking movie. I've seen it so many times. When I was like
The Cage-
15, that movie and Face Off was like every day. Every day I would watch both of those fucking things.
Every day, great day.
Oh, yeah. Certainly
There's never a
Face
bad
Off.
day.
So Face Off was certainly better.
Face Off is what's his nuts? The Asian director, right? It's
That's John Woo.
Yeah.
Which are another insane director. Like as far as
Right.
like visually, like all that
He's
stuff.
just the
Yeah.
Asian palette swap of Michael Bay.
You got to be crazy to use the fucking boots from Super Mario Bros. Again. Like,
I think it's like that scene where he grabs the girl's ass like right at the beginning of the movie where the credits are rolling and he's like like has the orgasm face while he's dressed as the priest and he's like headbanging and shit. That is
That's literally
that
literally
is
the
so
thumbnail.
crazy over the top.
Is Nicolas Cage in a priest outfit doing
Yeah.
no face? Yeah, that's the thumbnail
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
for
yeah.
this on my sound.
What am I, a fucking retard, man? Am I a fucking retard? Oh!
That's a different movie.
That's a much worse movie
I know. I just
with
Okay.
really good one-liners.
The Cage trilogy, guys. Face Off,
Con Air.
Con Air, The Rock.
Yeah. Those are the
If you want to come
I love a good
and be on your ass for 9 hours, because each of those movies is fucking long.
This is Joe's pumping iron pitch. He's like, if you want to be coming constantly, you need to
Dude,
watch Face Off, The
hold
Rock,
on.
and Con Air.
Hey. Also, if Pumping Iron is still for free on YouTube, if you're listening to this right now, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Turn this podcast off and go watch
It's
Pumping
good
Iron.
J.O. material, says
If you do not come when his hair flies in the wind, you are not a man.
Dude, it's not even ironic, though. Pumping Iron is fucking great, and
No,
everybody needs to watch that movie.
My former co-host has sung the praises of Pumping Iron. I still haven't seen it, but I know I would probably love it.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good, and it makes it's like inspiring and hilarious and homoerotic and like all the above. Joe, yeah.
So
Anyway.
for story, I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay. Sorry, that was our
That's
history
it.
with
no
Michael
need
Bay.
to elaborate.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, let's just drop in like our scores as we're talking
About not
random
this,
things.
yeah.
Not that game.
Now, what about
God.
gameplay? Because in the screenshot, I'm seeing a meter that goes between perfect cop and bad boy.
I don't know what that is
I
because
do.
it went up. It went up every time I found evidence, but then it went down every time I executed someone. So I was like, I'm just an average. It said I was an average cop, and I believe it, knowing our police system.
Dude,
So-
I don't know if that's Martin Lawrence or if that's Will Smith. Holy shit!
I know.
It's just the PS2
What the
black guy.
fuck?
They
it's
look
just
the
a guy
same.
with like a stank face on.
Yeah.
yeah,
what
it's
the
like
fuck?
he's got the
Yeah,
wife beater.
the problem is they both have goatees in the movie.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought for a minute that like Will Smith was the only goatee, but that apparently is not the case. So I have no
Looking
idea.
at this meter that goes between perfect cop and bad boy, it just reminds me of the you rapping good, you rapping cool thing from Parappa the Rapper. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys didn't play video games.
Everybody, a moment of silence.
No, look, everyone but you guys who are listening to this right now know what Parappa the Rapper is.
I
and
know
they're
what it
all
is.
losing their mind laughing.
I've never played it though.
My God, you and your black phobia. I was going to say a different thing, but I can't.
What the fuck were you
I was going to
gonna
use a
say?
different word. I was going to use it was the name of the drink that Schweiss was going to get.
Was it
mixed
gonna
with
be
phobia,
that
but I don't
phobia?
think
That wasn't a drink. That was mole.
Yeah, that was mole.
the word before mole.
So essentially, what the story is
Will Smith.
yeah. You
The story is Will Smith.
No,
Make
that's the
fun of his
word.
wife.
word
a
before
drug
mole.
Slaps the shit out of you.
There's a
Yeah.
drug cartel leader that kills a cop. You have to the beginning of the game is you have to save his partner, who's a chick. That Will Smith's like, damn, she's so hot, Plata. And then you never have anything else with her in the rest of the game, really.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I don't know. Story in this thing is like bare bones. There's some kind of drug dealing shit going on. There's a little bit of
And then the Russians are just the bad guys, and it never really elaborates past that. When the leader of the cartel is like Hispanic or something.
yeah, so apparently there's a drug lord known as Tulio Mendoza, and he's pissed off after being ripped off by a Russian businessman named Akimov. The two settle their problems and join forces. Meanwhile, two TNT agents, Ray Jackson and his partner Lee Ann Reed, are going to a diner. Jackson sits in the car while Reed walks inside. While sitting at a counter, the car explodes with Jackson inside, and Reed is captured by a gang known as the Baby Demons. And so you basically spend the game saving her and fighting off all of the leaders of this gang, and in the end, some Colombian cartel guys who end up joining the mix.
The story, I don't know, it just kind of sucks. And it's definitely not as bad as some games we've played, but with everything this game encapsulates, I just couldn't really enjoy it, like with gameplay and with the acting and with everything. It just wasn't good.
I mean, yeah, I was pretty unengaged for the entirety of the story.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Bad Boys as far as I know. And
What, like you accidentally saw it at some point?
yeah, I was trying to remain pure, but just like my first experience with porn, suddenly I look at my stepdad's computer and there it is, big old bushy bad boy.
I thought you were about to say something else. Thank God.
Yeah. No, that is what happened though. But
So this story is going to get an extra point from me for the only fact that I didn't see one of the twists coming for real is the cop that gets blown up in the car at the beginning of the game isn't actually dead. He's working with the cartel. And she's like, who was in that car? And he was like, some bum who thought he was going to get $5. So then you're like, oh, he actually didn't die. And I didn't see that coming. So, like, I'll give him a point for that. Because I was like, fuck, this game actually had a plot twist that was like kind of interesting. But then they immediately, no one gives a fuck because he kills them. Like the dude comes in, he's like, yeah, because I'm going to get my money. And the dude just walks in and just tap, 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 and kills him. And you're like, oh, so the one interesting part of this game you just brought in is done now. Because we have no reason that he's actually working for them and TNT. He could have been a way better final boss.
Yeah.
If they would have done it that way. Like with the way the boss fight is at the end where the Mendoza is on this giant fucking like World War I turret shooting at you.
Yeah, he's got like an AA turret in a fucking building.
It could have been this dude, and I would have enjoyed that story so much more. Because you wouldn't have seen it coming. It would have been completely out of left field, and I think it would have been better for it.
Yeah, so I mean, really, it's just a crime drama with like rivaling gangs and a couple cops that are also
and like every good
boys.
Late '80s
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Movies, some of the enemies are Russian because they're good bad guys.
Fuck you! I love San Andreas. That's like a goat. It's a goat.
I know you were just describing San Andreas. So I was just
Yeah, but terrible.
Talking about the town.
And Sam Jackson is in San Andreas, so I don't
That's
know
true.
if any of the. I don't know if Will Smith and the other guy are in this one. I don't think
I don't know
so.
if there's a lot of celebrities in San Andreas. Actually, yeah.
There kind of are. Yeah, Ray Liotta is in Vice City as well.
Yeah.
Now Ray Liotta, my opinion of him has soured drastically since I watched.
Since he died?
Since he died, especially. Now I can shit on him. And then also, since I watched that In the Name of the King movie, he was terrible.
Oh, my God.
I think he might have been worse than...
If you want to accelerate things, then we shall accelerate.
Yeah, I think he was worse than Ron Perlman, which is saying something in that movie.
Saying a lot. He might have been worse than Matthew Lillard.
He was probably worse than Matthew Lillard, yeah, and he was
Matthew
terrible.
Lillard
Poison me, you
was like...
me.
Matthew Lillard was... You think he was second best?
Behind who? The main guy? Behind fucking...
Yeah, Jason Statham doesn't really give a whole lot.
Jason Statham
was pretty awesome.
Is
in there.
actually
I mean,
good in that movie.
Yeah, he's like the...
Well, because he gives the most stoic,
Well, he's just given the Jason Statham.
Yeah.
No,
it's like you hired me to play Jason Statham. I will play Jason Statham in every movie.
No, the best person in the Name of the King was probably John Rhys Davies, right?
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
He's probably the best actor, but not the best in the movie.
Nah, Jason Statham's the best in the movie, and then John Rhys Davies, and then Shaggy.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, he kind of plays Shaggy in that movie. He's just a goober. He's just fucking
Well, that's just what
goofy.
he's become now.
Yeah,
And
he's
then-
got
I've
nothing else.
I've never really seen SLC Punk, so I don't know what he's supposed to be like outside of the Scooby Doo franchise.
He's a punk, you know.
He's also in what is that movie? It's like the second one we ever watched.
Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. Yeah, he's in Wing Commander too.
I know he's in Wing Commander. Yeah,
that's good.
Along with Freddie Prinze Jr. Weirdly enough, like
yeah,
some weird like
it's so-
Scooby Doo crossover.
Yeah, they're like it's like the Scooby Doo is the OG Game of Thrones. Like you always get two actors when they come into something.
Who was worse, Ray Liotta or Burt Reynolds in that movie?
Oh, that's a toughie.
I mean, I would
Burt
say
Reynolds was just collecting a paycheck. Burt Reynolds was like trying to act.
Wouldn't even
like,
take off
Ray
his
Liotta was trying
fucking
to act.
like undershirt.
He's
Yeah,
got like
no,
a
but I mean,
fucking-
like,
he's got Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom. fucking
Ray Liotta did not
white
act well.
t-shirt.
Ray Liotta did not act well in that movie.
And
He was
whole
trying to act-
timing.
He was trying to act the shit out of that movie.
Yeah, I mean, Ray Liotta gets points for trying, I guess.
For trying, not being asleep. It's like on fucking melatonin hangover there. Like, Bert, it's your line. Oh.
Yeah, because there's that scene where he like kind of you think he's dead, and then he like it cuts to the other guy, and then it cuts back to him, and he talks some more. Yeah.
Terrible movie.
So, what would you give the story of In the Name of the King of Dungeon Siege?
Bad Boys Miami Takedown. I'm gonna give this story a fucking 3, I guess. None of the characters are interesting. Even the main guys. They got some good one-liners, I guess. I don't remember them, but
Don't you lying sack of shit. Fuck you. They don't.
look,
Oh yeah,
I was
no good one-liners like oh, when you pick up a gun, and Will Smith goes, "Oh, fam, protection," and then Martin Lawrence goes, "What, you put your wallet in front of you again? The fuck is that? Stupid."
Sounds like Michael Bay dialogue.
Stupid.
Yeah, yeah. The characters are really boring and annoying, and super generic. I had no attachment to anything in this game as far as the story goes, so I'm giving it a fucking 3.
Yeah.
It gets a 4 from me because that 1 point for the twist of that cop actually being alive.
Yeah, I
And
wasn't
they
expecting
immediately
that
killed him.
either, but I honestly was surprised I even remembered, to be honest.
I mean, I beat this game in I played it over the course of 2 days. And I'm gonna be honest, dude.
I mean, Schweiss did
I don't
too,
know
but it
if
was
it's
like
gonna-
4 months ago.
Shut up. If this is gonna taint the score and all or anything, but I was on a Discord call with A4, and they were watching Austin Powers 1 and 2, so I had my headphones one on, one off, playing Bad Boys 2, while listening to Austin Powers 1 and 2.
Did he have the fart track going too, or is that only for
No,
No, I had
serious
the
movies?
Taco Bell
it
thing
was
going.
it was a Taco Bell dog.
What?
Which, let me tell you, every time there's a boner joke, it without fail, dong.
It was awesome.
God, that's a good podcast idea right there. Just you put out it's exactly oh man, you watch the movie together and then you you both have the soundboard as you're watching it, and then you just let it rip when you think it's the funniest moment, and then you put out the episode of just the rips.
I mean, the
and you
funniest
watch it
part
to
about
the
watching
timing.
movies on Discord with those guys is when I load up these hour-long thing with farts occasionally interrupting it is when it does hit, when we're watching dead silence and the exact moment the clown doll in the rocking chair stops and it makes this exact fucking noise. And it's oh my God, I couldn't have timed that better.
There was one horror movie we were watching, and the thing was crouching, getting ready to jump, and that fart went off, and I fucking lost it.
Yeah,
I
dude.
told the film buff guy at work that, and he thought it was hilarious. He's like, "Oh my God."
What was the one we were watching? It was okay, it was a horror movie where the dude dream walks and their son gets lost and he's in a coma.
Oh,
and shit.
Insidious.
We were watching Insidious, and he had this background thing on. I don't know what it was, but some of it was knocking on a window, and all of us were freaking the fuck out because we couldn't tell if it was in the movie or not. Because it was a knock.
I don't remember what video it was, but whoever made this video also included ambient knocking on the window noises, and it completely unrelated from what the sound effect was supposed to be. So it was just freaking us all the fuck out.
And we're the hell? And so we're is this in the movie or is this? And
Yeah.
the part that freaked me out was someone knocked on the window on that thing, and my dog started barking at the same time, and I was "Where's my gun?" I freaked the fuck. I thought someone was trying to break in. I was
shoot your
scared.
dog?
No.
That's the only reason that I beat Joe in the number of movies watched this year is
Someone was
because
trying to break in, I was terrified.
every October I make it this thing now where I have a giant fucking it's a randomizer wheel on a website, and then I just put in horror movies I want to watch or haven't watched in a long time.
Well,
and
Halloween
spin it.
movies Scooby. You have Scooby Doo on there, and you have random
anything relatively spooky,
They're all
and then whatever it
horror.
lands on, we watch it. But then I'll throw on one of those random fucking sound effect chat things in the background. But that I'm basically watching 1 or 2 horror movies every single night in October. That's the only reason I beat Joe in the movies this year.
That's what we should do, Joe, is a spin-off
My
podcast.
year was weak too.
A spin-off podcast idea where you and I watch movies with the reverb fart sound.
Oh, I want to
And
be
then
a
we
part
just
of this.
fucking
I
slap
would
it in
do
the
this.
worst
It was
moments.
so fucking funny.
Fucking fun. Don't even make it a podcast. Just do it sometime. It is so fucking funny.
When we'll watch Moonlight, and when he finishes the dude on the beach, just fucking.
What, Schweiss, you want to watch Moonlight again? Is that what you want to do?
For this, oh yeah, that would be so good.
You just want to watch Moonlight again. You bring up
Yeah.
Moonlight all the time. That
I
was
wanna
the
watch
greatest
it
thing
so
you
that
and
I
I
can-
ever watched.
I think I
together.
remember.
I
think
mean,
the one.
how
think
mad
the
you
one that
were when I
was-
touched your leg was pretty fucking funny.
That was no. It was you touched Craig's leg, and I lost it because we were in a fucking movie theater filled with gay couples,
with serious people.
with
were they
serious
gay?
people. Look at watching this very serious movie, and during the hand job scene, Schweiss takes his hand and like rests it on Craig's leg in view of me. So all of us were fucking like silently like dying of laughter during that scene.
Yeah.
I do remember what the video was we had underneath Insidious that had,
Also-
like, the knocking.
Also,
It
straight
was,
up, every time I pull sand like that on the ground, I'm like, ah.
Yeah. You get a little.
Anyway, the
dick,
video
like,
that the
flops.
person
It moved.
the video we had on underneath that had the person who added like ambient knocking in was 1 hour of silence occasionally interrupted by Michael Jackson sound effects. So we're watching Insidious and occasionally it's just like Jamona.
Yeah, that was the best with the demon when it was like hiding in the corner and it was awesome. It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
So with that vein that Joe just said,
Oh man.
I've already told you about the time a group of me and a group of my friends went and saw the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix one in theaters.
Yeah.
So it was like my birthday.
As opposed
and
to the other
they
Joker
were-
movie.
Shut up. They were so everyone had been drinking except for like me. I was the least drunk. And so like Schweiss said, I was the DDD.
Yeah. There
So
you
I
go.
drove us to the movie theater. We went and saw Joker. We're sitting at the very top row of the theater. So there's no one behind us. And as we're sitting there, it gets to the scene, and everyone's drunk. We stuck alcohol in there, and I was drinking too. And so, Joe, shut up. I'm a good movie patron, but
say
this
anything.
was funny. I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, I mean, I bought that
So-
on Vudu, and we all watched it for free. Except for me.
So we're at the movie. It's this part in the movie where Joker is suffocating his mom on the mattress in the hospital, and she's like convulsing, and my buddy just starts grinning and holding his hand to his mouth, and we're like looking at him, and he's trying not to laugh, which makes me laugh, and I'm trying not to laugh too, to which me and 7 other people are giggling as Joker is just suffocating his mom to death. And
be
we're all
fair-
just like laughing, and all these people in the theater, like at least like people to the side and 3 rows down, are all turning to stare at us as
To
we're
be
just
fair,
laughing.
it's a very
they looked-
funny.
They didn't look mad. They thought we were gonna shoot up the theater.
Look.
They were terrified.
Yeah.
And
Zach.
oh, dude, it was so
Like,
bad.
is this happening
Zach,
again?
to be fair,
Jesus.
Todd Phillips is a comedy director, and that's a very funny scene. So
Like with that, no. So I thought I was gonna fucking get shot up at. Well, what movie was it? We went. I can't remember what movie it was. We went to the Thanksgiving Point movie theater, and they have fireworks there. And so we're all sitting in this theater watching this movie. It was Zombieland. We went to see the Zombieland 2 sequel. We're watching this movie. The power goes out, and then pops are going off. I was like,
Oh, that's fucking terrifying.
I was like, oh fuck.
Oh no,
We're
not
dead.
today.
I'm dying in Zombieland 2. That's horseshit.
Yeah.
That's not a good movie to die at.
You got the rednecks just like popping off towards like the entrances and shit.
Well,
Just
dude, so that power goes off, pop, 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 and like I'm looking around, like, and my buddy's like, he's like, fuck, he has like a concealed carry, but like it's in his car, and he's like,
oh shit, what's the point?
Yeah, and so I'm like looking at him.
what's
like,
the point if you can't bring a gun to
person
the
next
movie
to me-
theater?
The person next to me is like, "Do we need to get the fuck out of here?" Like, I don't even know this person. He's like, "Do we need to go?" And I'm like, "The exit's right there. We can go." And then like someone walks into the movie theater and he's like, "The power has gone out, and there's fireworks." And I guess now if you go to that Thanksgiving Point theater, it's got a warning before every movie that's like, for special events, Thanksgiving Point does fireworks. They are not guns being fired in the
Yeah.
movie theater.
The movie theater employee, after saying that, like draws his AK and just like starts fucking going. Those are fireworks. Do not be alarmed.
They reach into like a popcorn like a big popcorn bucket and pull out a fucking Glock in like slow motion.
Like, oh shit!
Oh no!
Go to your car, dude.
That's the pre-movie advertisement for the popcorn and the soda. It's just them shooting and like Coke is exploding everywhere in slow motion and like doves are flying. Like yeah,
Dude, yeah. I honestly, I've never been afraid of the movie theater before, but when those pops started going off, I was like, "That's how I die." I die like a real Mexican. This is not.
Jesus.
Dead in a
This
theater.
is not.
Die like a true
It would have been
president.
funnier if it was like a way less violent movie where it's like, I can't believe I'm going to die in Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yeah. As you're bleeding out, like, are you fucking kidding me?
And it's
As
him
you're
like,
ble- as you're bleeding out-
warrior, dude. You're like,
As you're bleeding out, the final word you hear is skadoosh.
Come on.
How was the gameplay?
oh yeah.
Oh, dude, did it play like it hard? Like it was kind of like it. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the transition from male to female that this game had to go through from like when I transferred it to fucking stream it, but like it was tough to play. Like I'm talking like everything felt clunky. It felt like my hands. It felt like when you're gaming and your hands are too cold.
Yeah.
You ever have that where you're like cold in your house?
Before I preface this and tell you why,
Before you
giving
preface
gameplay
it.
a
The preface to the preface?
Yeah, preface the preface. No. Gameplay's a 1. Gameplay's 100% a 1. Gameplay is fucking horrid.
Did you play? Did you try the range, the shooting range?
I told you I wasn't going to. I don't want anything to do with this game.
All right, the shooting range is actually terrible. So I was just kidding.
Okay.
It's actually
I
bad.
knew,
It's really
I know
bad.
you nasty bastard. I know what you would do.
Like it's bad.
I want to give the listeners some context. I looked up Blitz Games, the people that made this game. They have also made Zapper, One Wicked Cricket, which is weird because we
fuck?
literally just mentioned that. I just mentioned that as a joke, and it turned out to. They also made Fusion Frenzy.
Oh my
Lover.
god.
And also they made the 3 Burger King games.
Oh my god!
What?
Dude,
Yeah, they made Sneaking and Pocket Bike Racer and Big Bumpin'.
are you telling me their
Everyone's
best
favorite.
game is a fucking Burger King game? Most likely.
Yes, I am.
That is-
Especially when later they would make shit like The Biggest Loser and iCarly.
Oh, a game?
Yeah.
What, dude? I want to play Biggest Loser. That seems
Yeah,
hilarious.
that'd be kind of like
you
if
play
they
it and you
did
just
like a
fuck
Wii
up.
Fit game.
You just fuck up all
Weirdly,
the time.
they also made a lot of like the later SpongeBob games, like SpongeBob SquarePants, Atlantis SquarePantis, and SpongeBob Surf and Skate Road Trip, whatever the fuck.
I mean,
anyway,
oh my god, Road Trip. I might have to add that. To
you're
the
not
Road
going to
Trip.
see Sandy Cheeks in a bikini, I promise.
Yeah, come on out to the track.
Welcome to Texas.
Welcome to Jacksonville.
So
Again,
yeah, dude, gameplay.
Skin Diamond. Fantastic impersonation of Sandy.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah. So
Are you
here's
talking about the SpongeBob porn
There's a
parody?
porn.
Yeah. That Cameron showed me.
I forgot Skin Diamond is Sandy in that. Skin Diamond is
Yeah.
hot as fuck.
Yeah, she's hot as fuck, and she does a great Sandy impersonation.
She
I
cares.
don't think I could jerk off to Skin
She
Diamond
did her
to Sandy
homework.
Cheeks, but I will jerk off to Skin Diamond Sandy Cheeks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's in my top 5.
As a pinnacle to this gameplay.
You have good taste. Anyway.
The second to last boss fight in
I
this
jerk off
game
to my own taste.
is you hiding behind a pillar.
The second to
There's a-
last.
There's a dude with a minigun, and you have to go out. He walks around, and you have to run between 4 different pillars. You lean out, shoot a little bit, and then he hides and he shoots you.
Yeah, but it's not just that. You got to also like, you can't be leaning out. You got to go back to base.
Yeah.
And then you can press square or circle or something fucked up.
It's square.
And that's how you like
can't
run
press it.
to the next
You
pillar.
have to hold it. If you
Yeah.
press it, you sit there and you get shot and die, and you're me and you want to destroy a controller because you're like, I just want to run.
And this guy throws grenades and shit. So like, he's coming, and
After-
I'm like, all right, let's
after
go to
you-
this other
after you-
spot.
yeah.
And then I land there, and then there's a grenade waiting for me, and then I'm like, it's like the Dissidia problem where it's like, do you want to save your replay? Yes, no. Continue? Yes, no. And I'm like, there's like 3 menus in there, and it's just like fucking. Like Pink Floyd starts playing, I start just like spinning in the room. I'm super high. I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know how to get out of this shit. I don't fucking care about your gay replay. Like, why would I replay it? Why would I save the replay? I lost.
Yeah, but does Dark Side of the Moon sync up with Dissidia NT?
Yeah, perfectly. But oh my god, if you play it backwards, it fits up with Dude Kime, by the way. But it's like it's the same thing. Like you have to like. You have to not be leaning out, which you lean out to do damage, right? And then you go back. And then you have to press like square and circle or something to move to the next pillar. And the whole time, if he gets like an angle on you, he is blasting your ass.
Yeah.
And then you like go to the next one.
It's melting.
Yeah, and you go to the next one, and there's a grenade waiting for you. So like you go out to aim to shoot him, and there's like ding, 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 and then you have to like let go back, let it reset, and then press the run away button. And you're just getting, dude. I tried that. I had to do that for like 40 minutes. I was getting so fucking mad,
dude. Then I was getting so pissed. If you run out of ammo, it will auto reload you.
Oh, and you can't run.
You can't move. You can't run, and a grenade goes tink, 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 and your dumbass Will Smith is like.
Yeah, and you just die. Oh my god, that was the worst. Because I'd like unload a whole magazine.
It's not a visual medium. You can't just say you and you die.
You reload. You spend 20 minutes reloading your Uzi. So with that though, when he gets the grenade one, he doesn't have the minigun anymore. He has a shotgun.
Oh,
so he is
worse.
actively trying to get you, and it's melting. It's like 3 shots of a shotgun, and you're dead,
dude.
And so I'm sitting here, and I didn't realize I had to hold down square and press left or right. I'm pressing it. And I'm like, fucking go!
Yeah, and this fucking dude is rolling in with a shotty and like just waiting for you to fuck up the control scheme, which you will. And it's worse than the minigun. Shotgun somehow worse than the minigun in this game.
So, would you say this is the Dark Souls of Bad Boys games?
Yes. I mean, there is no reload canceling. No. That's for damn sure. So if you get a beat on this fat Russian, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm unloading on this little prick, and then suddenly you go back to your pillar, and then there's a 4-second reload animation, and oh, you bet your sweet ass that grenade's already in the air, and you're like, oh fuck. And then if you like fuck up the controls at all, you're going to take 80% of your damage. And then the second he switches to the shotgun and you try to walk past him, you're dead. It's fucking brutal, dude. Like it's crazy hard. Like you got to fucking get away. And he starts hauling ass. And you can't haul ass because you got to fucking deal with the control scheme and the awful fucking gunplay. Try to kill this bitch. And the second he gets on you, you're just gone. Just fucking. I think he took like 80% of my health one time with one shot.
Yeah, same.
I was like, what?
But the time I beat him, I didn't lose any health. I had like a gnat's ball sack of my fucking flak vest left, and I was like, I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, I went upstairs and I took like 8 of Jace's Adderalls, and I came back down and I'm like. Fucking precision. This guy did not touch me. He didn't see me.
This game tonight.
Okay, so with that,
he didn't know I was there.
Fight, there's also like it has like another like it uses a mechanic that's stupid, like fucking dumb in this game, which is so I'll be honest, I never took cover because I'd rather die and restart.
Even in the helicopter mission, how did you fucking survive? Would you just run back and forth?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Oh my
God.
I
found out I didn't have to. So when you hide in cover, you can't shoot. You just sit there and then you like press X square and your guy stands up and shoots. But something was going on with my game where I would press square to shoot or hold it, and he would get up and he would get up, sit down, get up, sit down, get up, sit down, get up, sit down, and then be there. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So if you try to aim, if you you slam your shoulder into the corner, right, and you pull up, you can only aim like based on where you hit the cover with your body. That's what it is. So if you go back, if you try to like aim too far, you'll go back down, and you'll go up and you go back down, and you go up and you go back down, and the whole time. This isn't a strategic you don't get shot moment. This is every time you fucking stand up, you're getting nailed, and you're like, come on, just fucking shoot them. And if they're like, if they're on the left side of the screen and they just like run over to the right side, you will deal with that over and fucking over again until you get out of cover, which means you stand up again and they're still taking damage, and then you have to get into cover again with the other side of your body, and then you can aim on that side. That's what's happening.
Dude, so to go to the helicopter boss. In that one, there's like you're kind of on the top of this garden, and there's little like gazebo things. I stood in the perfect spot of the gazebo where the helicopters and miniguns were hitting the top of the gazebo, but I still had a shot at the cockpit.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, so I'd fire at that.
Oh man, that fight sucked.
Dude,
AKs are amazing against helicopters, though. I'll tell you that. That's the only gun that fucking does anything in there.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, the Uzi is how I beat the Russian dude with the minigun because they just fucking unloaded. But I ran out of Uzi bullets in his shotgun phase, and so I was trying to fire that stupid pistol on him. I'm like, it's not. I was like, it's how does it go down?
Yeah, and he's like, all right, that's fine. Just fucking.
He's like, yeah, see, this is what I was waiting for.
And the hard thing about the shotgun thing, he kind of cheats. He like gets on your side of the aisle, so like you got to run past him, and he's right there. So like if he's not in between pumps, you're dead, man. You're just dead.
Yeah, because during the animation you can take damage too, and it's fucking ridiculous.
But when he's got the minigun, he's too like retarded and slow to catch up to you. It's like the Predator movie where the guy's just fucking like behind him a little bit. But no, and that shotgun, he uses those clay pigeons, man. He's practiced.
The saving grace for me was definitely the lock-on button. If you tap R1, you'll lock onto him. So I was just fucking I wasn't covering, dude. Covering's bullshit.
Gameplay gets it too because this game has this newfangled thing called a lock-on button.
Yeah.
And unlike Bounty Hunter, only one lock-on at a time. Unlike Bounty Hunter. And it didn't flap that either.
I was kind of pissed as well because the Russians took a lot of fucking damage, dude. Like, you find this shotgun.
Yeah, just like real life.
You're like, fuck yeah, shotgun. And it's like, oh, we take 7 shotgun shells to die. And you're like, I have 1 left.
Yeah.
And there's 5 of you.
Why can't you be like the Cubans and die immediately?
Yeah, you'd shoot them with 2 pistol bullets when they were down.
Jesus, see, these are the people that floated across the ocean in fucking beetles. They can't take a bullet, but you guys, what, you're so drunk? You're so drunk on your fucking vodka that you're just invincible in this game?
Isn't that a little racist towards the Cubans?
I mean, they die fast. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like... You make the Cubans like the weak enemy, and then you make the Russians the strong one. Like, what does that say?
Yeah.
It just makes sense. It makes physiological sense, Joe.
So, dude,
all the strong Cubans died in the heavier Volkswagen Beetles.
I feel like none of the bosses were fun in this. The first boss is that gangster dude that has the fucking grenade launcher, and he just like rolls around behind cover, and you're like, stay fucking still, and you're like trying to like track onto him, and you can't because as soon as he starts rolling, it takes your lock off on.
Yeah, and then you get
gameplay of 1, and you're saying none of it's fun. Is that what you're saying right now?
None of it's
Oh, okay.
None of it's fun. I'm not gonna give it a 0. I think a 0 is cliche.
Come on,
0 is when it doesn't work.
Yeah, it works. It just works on its own terms.
Yeah.
Look, the sniper level I thought was actually kind of fun. I'll be honest.
Me too. The 1 is for the sniper level.
That was
the sniper level was fun. Yeah, that was fun. The sniper level was fun. I'll give it that.
Because you're covering whoever you're not, and then
you're covering Martin Lawrence's character,
and they're kind of rolling through town, and they're still killing people, so they're not completely useless, and you just get to snipe like all day. And yeah, it's still kind of shitty. Like the aiming is still sort of impossible, but it's kind of a fun level. It brought me back to like. I don't know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare remake, sniper level. Like it was like, man, this is actually kind of fun.
The glint, the glint is how you find them in this. That was fun. What are you going to give gameplay now that I've shit all over in this game?
I'll probably give it another 3 because the level right after that, where you're actually down in that area, was misery, dude. Like when you're in the area where they're you're in this fucking like shipyard, and these fucking like just huge metal shipping freight containers, like the door will just pop open, and you got like 7 dudes in there, and they're just fucking blasting you, and you're like, oh my god, I have no ammo. Their guns suddenly don't have any ammo when they die. I'm like fucking going with my bullshit unlimited ammo pistol that sucks ass, and I'm like, I had to do that level a lot.
I did that level twice, but in that slog, because I got scared and hit, there is no health, there is no flak vest, there is no ammo. Enemies did not drop guns. It was a fucking nightmare.
The AK-47 in this game, though, is amazing. If any of you, for whatever fucking reason, are the 3rd and 4th person people to play this game ever, if you ever have an AK, do not pass it up, man. It is the only gun that is worth anything in this fucking game.
I don't know what gun it was, but it was like the green one that had the little scope off to the side. that one fucking chunked Mendoza at the end. Like
Yeah.
I would shoot it twice, and it would like go to his like little animation.
Yeah, where he rips you off and hits you no matter what you do, basically. Because you're like, oh wait, how do I dodge?
Well, the thing with Mendoza, and I didn't realize this, is it has I died one time on that because the AA has splash damage.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that, and so I died and had to redo it.
I died
that
like
pissed me off.
4 times, but I understood what was happening immediately. He's just a cheap fuck. So like in that fight, it's this dude in this room, and he's got like a fucking anti-aircraft gun, and he's just blasting you, and you have to get to like the very edges of the room and then shoot him until he takes enough damage to just auto lock onto you. But the problem is, while you're doing your little like runaway animation, go to the next cover, you take damage like you're not in cover at all. So if he's on you, you are dead, man. He is just gonna blast you.
Dude, no, you listen, man. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you played that wrong, because what happened with me is I would shoot him, and when he would start to go to me, I would start running from hiding spot to hiding spot. So eventually he would walk onto the one I was just at and shoot it, so I wouldn't take any damage. I'd already be gone by the time he did that, and then I'd run back. So like,
even worse.
It was so stupid. It was dumb.
Even worse was when he wasn't targeting you and he was targeting the other guy, because the other guy is bad at staying alive. He is awful. So if you don't,
is it a thing where like if the other guy dies, you lose?
Yes, and oh my god, I got him so fucking close like 4 times, and then retard's like, oh, I'm gonna come out of cover, and I'm like, he's looking at you, fucking stop! And I'm over there on the corner just fucking blasting this guy with my AK, and dumbass stands up and just gets fucking anti-aircraft gun. I don't even. They shoot like chunks of metal and shit. Like he just gets obliterated, and it's like, oh, game over. I'm like, ooh, fuck.
Yeah, there's a few times where you have to hit health bar, and I was so fucking mad.
Fucktard, get out, get down.
It was bad, dude. So yeah,
I think
for
in
me,
that the splash damage is brutal, because even if you're hiding behind cover, and even if your buddy is hiding behind cover, if he's shooting at you, you will still take damage.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're behind.
I didn't realize it was like. I didn't realize it was like a fucking entire game's worth of like escort missions. That sucks.
It's Oh, dude.
I mean, no, because there's times when you're not together.
Yeah.
But the times when you are bad boys and not just bad boy, it's bad.
You know what? I'll tell you this though.
Bad boy. Miami Takedown.
Bad boy. Yeah, it's the comma like moves. You know, it's bad boys takedown. Bad boys.
Like one of the
Miami
mechanics.
takedown.
One of the mechanics I actually did like was you could disarm people.
Yeah.
So if you're like shooting someone and shot their weapon out, they would just put their hands behind their head and kneel down.
See, that's how you be a good boy. You do that and you collect the intel and you're a good boy. Yeah. That's
what I did was I shot the weapon out of their hand. They got on their knees, and I executed them. Because ain't no one getting out of this shit alive if I have to play this game.
Zach knows how the police operate as a minority podcaster.
Yeah, as a minority,
Put your hands up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does it feel to be on the other side of the gun?
Bro, I can understand why white cops shoot people. I can understand it.
This game made me understand. Are they Cuban? Are they Russian? Shoot them.
Yeah, the thing was like, if I had the choice, I was like, I'm gonna kneel on your back because I have the power now. And
it's like
Zach nails on someone's neck, and he's like, "It's actually pretty comfortable. I like this."
Yeah,
I just like. The only problem is, like, in the video game, I can feel the power as a minority playing as a cop, but in real life, I don't abuse my girlfriend or my spouse. I don't hit her, so I can't be a cop.
So the level rankings were good boy, or good boy, bad boy, chauvin boy. So and that's like the 100% S plus ranking. You shoot all their guns out of their hands, and then you kneel on their neck long enough that they die.
Bro, my favorite thing is at the end of the game, it gives you some stats, and it tells you what kind of cop you are, and it was like. There's like 3. There's like, you know, like it was like what, like the one that gave me like the last level was like, or last level was like 10 disarms, 16 executions, and it was like perfect cop. And I was like, that's not the bar.
All right, at least they're being honest. Yeah, you're like, look.
I like to imagine Zach played this game for 2 days straight, and then he walked out side, he saw a cop, and he's like, "How do you do, fellow whites?" Like fucking.
Well, actually, I saw the game and I walked out and I saw my cousin, and he's a 6'5", 400-pound Mexican. I was like, "Get the fuck on the ground! Get the fuck on the ground!"
Yeah, and then he listened to you, and you shot him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. As is your
You
duty.
planted some drugs on him. He's like, "I found coke."
He's got drugs.
Yeah, that's how you be a good cop. You find the hidden intel in the fucking levels.
Yeah, you
And then
do
you-
find that. He's like, ooh, like Will Smith is the character that, like, I think you play as him the most, I would say.
Yeah.
But he's like, ooh, this is liquid orchid. We can't let this shit out on the streets. And you're like, oh, I found drugs. Or you're like, I found blow money. And you're like, children played this game, Will.
Yeah, and he pockets it. Yeah, that is a good cop. Will.
Children played this M-rated game.
Yeah, dude, it controls so clunky though. Were you feeling
so
that?
bad.
Like, it's like hard
No,
to do
dude,
things. It's like you're playing in a cold house.
I
Like your
played the
hands don't
first
move
level.
right. They're slow. They cramp. Like you're like, oh,
So
It's fucking cold, bro.
oh, it's so cold in here.
it was bad. I want to. So for the people listening, we have a new clan chat. A4 made a comment about finding the game at a used game store. I said, "Oh, it's $10 if I play
I
this
saw it
game."
for $5 at my local
$5.
game store. Yeah.
And he goes, "The game is $5." To which I replied, "But suicide by cop is free," and I stand by that. I stand by. I would have rather been shot by a police officer than play this game.
Yeah,
It was so bad. The controls were terrible, man. It was so fucking bad. First level, you play and you're like, oh, hey, this sucks. Thank you, Jake, for having this game. This is why you don't fucking count. Because of Bad Boys Miami Takedown.
yeah.
It was terrible. You're a bastard.
All right, so I got to piss again. So what other off topic can we bring up on this podcast?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
What games
Why
did
don't you
everyone
just-
beat?
What about
this week?
worst?
Schweiss, why don't you just take your microphone with the cord? It should be able to reach. Just take it into the bathroom with you. Why not?
I'll
Why
try.
not just hear this?
I'll try.
So what games
Are
did
we going to
everyone
get
play
kicked
this
off of
week?
Twitch for this?
I don't think so.
I don't
Nah,
think
there's
you can
people
get
in their
kicked off
ba-
Twitch
in their
for
bath-
piss ASMR.
All right, it's finally we get to hear it up close and fucking personal, dude.
Is he really
What,
taking it really
Yeah,
taking it in there?
yeah.
What-
it's
what-
gonna
what
be a lot
games-
louder for the audience than it
What
is
games
for
did
us.
everyone play this week? Since we didn't do that.
I played...
Go on.
This is at a new low. A new low.
This is our ASMR! It's Schweiss being!
This is the worst it's ever
I
been.
hope you fucks at home are happy. This is premium content that we're pissing down the
Wow,
drain.
we really are ending the podcast on a high note here.
I played Monster Hunter Stories 2 and
Okay,
Bad
why?
Boys Miami Take because it's great. I'm having fun. And Miami Takedown and whew, Miami Takedown was terrible. I was
After
like
that,
playing
let's-
it and I was like,
Let's find out if Schweiss
I thought about quitting the podcast playing Miami Takedown 2. I was like, I don't need to beat a 2-hour game.
So that was you don't want to.
No,
I
I'm
can't
actually
talk.
like,
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. What I feel right now is like with our like list of games that we each have individually, this was the worst game I was gonna have to play. I feel like
You're probably right.
the other
Got two
games are like
Conan
Legend of
Exiles.
Zelda games, Live Alive, which I'm looking for. Conan Exiles is gonna be fine because it's gonna be together. Live Alive looks great. There's all these games that look fantastic. The only one that like I'm like I don't think it's gonna be a bad game, but I'm worried about is that one what is it called? It's I'm not gonna
Parasite
remember.
Eve 3.
I'm not playing that. That's you guys.
I was gonna say the worst game I probably had to play was Hooters Road Trip. Now it's the third birthday, I think.
Sorry, I'm getting onto our Trello app so I can see the name of this game.
Okay.
Sponsored by Trello. We use this to we're not sponsored. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, now that we're an organized machine, right at the
Yeah.
end.
Let's see. There's Joe, Caleb, Zach. The one I'm worried about is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne because it's got one of the hardest bosses in video games. Like it's
supposed to be brutal.
That one
I like how Joe says we're a well-organized machine. Meanwhile, I can't mark on my own Trello thing when I'm done with a game. I have to have them do it for me.
What?
So, apparently.
Did you not accept some shit?
I don't know that, or I don't know how to use Trello. So this week,
I would assume you don't know how to use Trello. That would be my first
click
thought.
it and you drag it to the done.
Because it's you.
Maybe that's what I got wrong. I didn't know you had to drag it.
I've heard Halo 5 is the worst Halo game, but I would still have fun because it's Halo. Like
I feel like the worst Halo game is like Cold Pizza. It's still fine.
Cold Pizza's bitching, bro.
Yeah, the worst Halo game is
I'm not saying Cold
ODS
Pizza's
2.
bad. I'm just saying Cold Pizza is obviously not ideal.
So let's just speed through this stinking bullshit. What's next? We have gameplay. We had story gameplay.
We got sound and music.
Graphics.
What do you think about the sound, voice acting, music?
I guess I don't know. It was there. Listen, I'm giving it a 1. I watched Austin Powers 1 and 2 while I was playing this to get away from this game. The voice acting is. They're reading a script. And you
weirdly,
can tell
the voice
it's
acting
bad.
sounded like Mike Myers in the
Voice acting was
early.
bad. They didn't even try to sound like the characters. Every character is voiced by the same person, and you can't convince me otherwise. The women were voiced by the same person in this game too. Every delivery of line was them talking because they were like, "Listen, they're giving me my $50 and my bag of blow, and I'm out of here." That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling up the Wikipedia page. There are hyperlinks for Blitz Games, Empire Interactive, Crave Entertainment. None of the directors, none of the designers, none of the programmers, none of the artists, the composer, the platform, Nintendo GameCube, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and the countries of release, and that's it. Everything else is grayed out, except for Rob Lord, the musician, who also did Pumpkinhead 3, Pumpkinhead 4, The Fallow Fields, Writer's Retreat, Dance
Wait,
Camp.
like the movies?
Yes, actually, yes. So he's done some movies. I mean, the guy gets paid to do what he does.
Yeah, he did the Pumpkinhead movies no one watched.
Yeah, he'd full score, all him. But this game is so out there that there's literally no credits other than that guy. The voice acting is awful, and it honestly led me to not be sure who I was playing as half the time. Because you're right, they both have goatees. They both look like shit because this is a PS2 game.
They both sound black.
They both sound the same. They don't have different voice actors.
It
was just so bad.
Yeah. The other guys were campy, cliche voices and shit for the Cubans and the
Russians sounded like Russians. Cubans sounded like stereotypical Cubans.
Yeah, so really nothing special whatsoever when it comes to the voice acting, especially. The music, I mean, this game made me want to play the 50 Cent game, like, kind of a lot. Because I'm playing as a black guy.
Is it weird that,
and then at least with, 50 Cent, he knew the enemy, right? He's like, Middle East. We're going to the Middle East, and we're going to get our crystal skull back. It's an allegory for the oil, right? So 50 Cent was on board, and I'm like, down. I'm down with that game. That game's awesome compared to this fucking game.
Is it weird that this game seems, weirdly related to the 50 Cent game, even though it's not?
It's like, yeah, there's a part of me that's like, I mean, maybe it's Millennium, it's Will Smith's rap career that makes me, reminiscent, but I did actually go out and buy 50 Cent Bulletproof right after I played this game. I had an itching for another mediocre fucking.
I hear that game is markedly worse than Blood in the Sand.
Oh, it's a lot worse than Blood in the Sand.
Don't worry. Could you imagine if they had
I played
Will
it years
Smith's rap
ago.
in? Could you imagine if they had Will Smith's rap in this game though? As the soundtrack, you're just shooting guys who's like, ha ha, yeah,
yeah.
Welcome to the city where the heat is on. Not every day the streets are gone. Welcome to my
God. You're just getting blown up by a fucking anti-air gun. It's getting jiggy with it.
To the city where the heat is on. I don't know. I was remembering things from the 2000s is what that was. I did that as a joke because we were doing when Nude Clan had a great phase where the creators of Hogib actually cared, and like gave us stats based on like what people were listening to. Me, Jake, and like a few of the other guys would listen to like ridiculous shit to make it like the top of the chart, and listening to all of the Will Smith albums. Like I was having fun for about an hour and a half, and then I was just miserable, dude. I was just like,
that's about 2.5 albums.
Yeah, I was just like,
I do.
Millennium sucks.
I do miss that. I do miss that time. If only that's because when you guys first heard of me, because I played Deep Space Waifu Flat Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. Now we just are in the dark because we have no idea how to run the actual app that we own. So
I've been doing a Shakira discography this year.
Nice. See, that's the kind
I'm
of
almost done. I'll be ranking all the Shakira albums here soon.
nice.
Honestly,
baby, what'd you think of that?
I feel pretty betrayed by Jake, honestly, for having this game on his list and the games he did have, because he plays a shit ton of video games. There's a lot of good ones he had to have played, and he decided to be a cunt. And I feel very betrayed.
The thing that's crazy about Jake and his list is like he'll talk about wanting to. He's like, "Oh, I need to play blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you just keep playing all these free games, like these games that are like 3 hours long. You can get all the trophies in like 10 minutes." But like you got these masterpieces that you just refuse to fucking play. And I don't know. I don't understand why. Like I get you got like time constraints, but I'm like you just gotta like make time for the good games and not worry about the bullshit. So it's always confused me with that. But
well, you could play Tetris Effect whenever you want, but you instead play Super Disco Zoo or whatever. Like free game was on PlayStation Plus in like 2017.
Yeah, and it's like a 5-minute platinum or something. And I'm like,
yeah.
Tainted. But
Yes.
I'm gonna give Sound of Music I'll give it a 3. I think it sounds okay, I guess.
Yeah, I was saying the one was a joke. Like I am definitely gonna go with 2. Guns sounded like guns.
That's not a good joke.
There was
Death
sound.
sounded like death. Like I don't know.
There was voice acting. There was music.
Yeah, so they had the bare minimum. But but there's some games that we're playing that don't have any voice acting, and they're fucking 10s. Like, because the music is amazing and the sound design is amazing. Voice acting doesn't make a good game. In fact, in this, it detracts from the already shitty gameplay and shitty story with wooden fucking acting. Like, I understand you're in a movie video game, and those always fucking suck.
Yeah.
There's never a good movie video game. But at least try to make this not a cash grab, or at least seem like a cash grab.
Are you ready for some fucking nerd to write down a huge list of great movie video games?
Yeah. I mean, the only one I can think of...
Well, Zach, I just want to let you know that there are actually some good ones.
Okay, here's now. Okay, if that's gonna happen, and you're listening to this podcast, I'm gonna tell you. Just give me 1 second. Touch a fucking vagina. Be a fucking adult. Have a good day. Don't write a list. I'm not going to read it. In fact, if you write it, I'm going to find your parents and fuck them, mom and dad.
Send me shit that makes me laugh. That's all I want to say.
I know, but like this, honestly, like...
I wrote a list of the best video games based on movies. Wait. What about you? I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
I've already proved myself wrong. That Chronicles of Riddick game was I thought was fun. The Escape from Butcher Bay... I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
Fuck. See, Joe, you got me, you bitch. Revenge of the Sith is fun. Lord of the Rings is fun.
Oh, yeah.
There are good movie video games. But in this case, these are not. They're not good.
No.
It's like the Aragon game. It's like the Harry Potter 1 game for PlayStation 1.
Hey,
it was an Aragon game.
Easy with the Harry Potter 1 game.
Hey,
I like
careful.
that thing.
That's my childhood you're holding right now.
I love picking up.
Too.
Look, those candles. Somebody had to pick those candles up.
I'm saying,
look. We can go on and on about video games. Okay? We can go on and on about which games based on movies were good or bad, but nothing is ever going to top Lego Star Wars: The Original Trilogy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Lego games are
That's
awesome.
a Lego game. I want the Skywalker Saga pretty fucking bad.
Yes.
Anyway, this game is bad. And we shouldn't have expected the voice acting to be good in this terrible, terrible game.
What about the art and graphics of the game?
1, baby!
Also bad. Yeah. It looks like shit.
This game looks terrible. And there's not really an excuse for it, even if it being on the PS2. Because you look at at 2004, and I was reading you some of the games that came out, but like, I'm pretty sure a Sly Cooper game came out in 2004, and that looks decent. Like,
Yeah,
there's
I
games.
think that was the third one.
There's games that look good. That's the same problem I had with Hooters Road Trip for this. You know, how it looks. This came out in the crux of good games coming out. I'm pretty sure, didn't I say Halo 2 came out in 2004?
Yeah.
Like,
It's also worth mentioning it came out somewhat late in that console's life cycle.
Like, there it was good games out that looked really good. And there was really shitty games that looked pretty good. So there was no excuse for it. There's not. There's not.
Yeah.
What about
there was probably a Mario Party game that came out in 2004 that looks better than this game.
What I would like to do is either make a time machine or find someone that did. I will go to Will Smith's house when they're talking to him about this game, and I'm going to slap him. I'm going to say, keep this game out of your motherfucking mouth.
Yeah.
And
then you will
Don't you get the reference from the future?
Yeah, I know. And then he turns around and Jada Pinkett Smith is like, I want to fuck other men. And he's like, okay.
And then you fuck
and
her. And then you start the chain.
It's so bad.
You can't break the chain
Nope.
twice.
I wish it wasn't. I don't want to play bad games, and I would like to hope that games would be good. And I try really hard to find good things in video games.
Yeah.
But this was so bad.
I mean, this one sucked. Yeah, it was not fun. I played it all in one night, and I stayed up way too late to do this. I was not happy. I was very upset. I had God of War Ragnarok just there because I had bought it like that day. It arrived, and I'm like, I can't play it. Got to play this. So, the game looks like shit. Did you die a lot in the mall level, by the way? Did that, like, the checkpoint in there is, like, unforgiving bad.
Which one's
like,
the mall?
We're talking
which one's the mall level?
It's the one where, like, you
I
go
think
up.
that says all they need to say about the graphics, that he doesn't even know which level's the mall level.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one where you, like, have to go upstairs and then, like, the door opens and then you have to just go through this entire mall area, and then if you die, you start back at the very beginning. Oh, and that's the one where, like, you go into that room and there's, like, the explodey section where everything's exploding, and, like, the guide says you're not supposed to be able to die to the explodey, but you can.
That's not a mall.
Oh, what is it?
That's an art gallery.
Oh, that's right, the art gallery. Yeah, that one.
The art gallery.
I would love to
is
see
no
Schweiss
mall.
at like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and going like, this is a pretty sick mall.
Yeah.
Where's the lids?
Yeah, I didn't die in
What a
that one. Oh, also, to top the cherry off on this piece of dog shit, there's a part in the level, that level, where you go downstairs and you find the drug lab, and you have to run around and try to find a gas mask.
Oh, and you will die.
I died 5 times. That's the most time I died in that game was the gas mask. Because you can't find the gas mask. And then it's like, oh, hey, yeah. So it's counting down from a minute. And then your vision gets blurrier as you're running around this basement. And it got to the point where I needed a guide to find this gas mask. So I think I'm fucking beating this game. And it was like, I still couldn't find the gas mask because of how shitty this basement is set up. It was so bad.
Yeah, that one was rough. I just hated the explodey because, like, the guide I was looking at was like, don't worry, you won't die from the explosions. I run in there and I'm like, where do I go? Where do I go?
Explodey.
And then it just, and I fall on my ass and it's game over. And I'm like, oh no. And it's from the very beginning of the level.
yeah.
And I'm like,
So when you die in this game, you start from the beginning of the level.
oh yeah, it's
So even
Start at the very
if you're right at the
beginning.
end of the level, and there's a shootout, and you get shot because Martin Lawrence is a douchebag and he doesn't take cover and he gets lit up, and you go back to the beginning and you go, I don't want to break Schweiss's analog TV. I thought about it.
yeah, this thing's already on the brink of death. I don't want to be the one to push it over.
It's been dropped from the attic onto the stairway about 7 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only once onto the fleshy part of my leg. Let's keep it safe.
So
For
what-
playability.
Oh, I'm going to give
Well,
graphics
they didn't
and
give us
design.
scores.
He gave it a 1.
Oh.
I'm going to give it a 2. It looks pretty shitty. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a 3. It looks shitty, but it's like PS2. You know, it's not the worst.
That's not an excuse.
You can't tell the difference between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith in a fucking video game.
You can't tell the difference between a mall and an art gallery.
Yeah, that's true. My mind's eye thought mall. Because there's like an escalator. Who the fuck has an escalator in an art gallery? Like,
there's
douchebags,
to be handicap accessible, ass.
Well, it's not like you can put a wheelchair on there. It's just a fucking thing, escalator. It's not a fucking... I think there is an
ride
elevator.
An escalator with a wheelchair is like something the Impractical Jokers would do.
Yeah, it's
also,
not... There is an elevator, too. That's where you come out, and then it starts blowing up everywhere, and you die.
Replayability, an absolute 0. I'm never going to fucking play this game again. In fact, Schweiss asked me to play the shooting gallery, or to play the gun range in this game immediately after I stopped playing that game. And I told him no, and I'm never going to play it. I'm never going to go back to it. It's stupid. It's dog shit. I'm not. It's a 0.
Could we grab our copy of Bounty Hunter and the copy of Miami Takedown and a copy of Hooters Road Trip? Let's go shooting together.
What, and have this end like a fucking Angry Video Game Nerd episode where we just all blow up the fucking games?
Why not?
Yeah.
Your games.
Like one of the fun last things to do for the podcast would be destroy those games.
Yeah, let's go get like a shotgun and we'll just chuck them.
We could be
up in the air.
and we can like burn them like witches at the stake too. Like we could have them like tied up to the little stick.
Yeah.
We gotta have a lot of
and
stuff
then light
planned
them
for the
on
end of
fire.
the show. When I fly out, I'm definitely gonna print out like all of Girls Night In by Konzen, and I'm gonna read it in a public square in Utah.
An 8-part. It's like
I'll read it until the police stop me.
Like 4 hours.
I will drive you to Temple Square.
Yeah, exactly.
I will
See, he
film
gets
that.
it.
I will
That'd be
film
awesome.
that event. Konzen. The Great Konzen.
By Nude Clan.
And a reading from the Book of Konzen, Chapter 1. And Tifa vomited on Cloud's penis.
Yeah. You vomited on my cock, he said, but you pissed in my ass, she replied.
For Lord.
Yeah.
And we learn from this lesson that Yuffie was covered in a lake of cum from Red 13's canine penis.
Your ability to remember this,
which is still better things than Joseph.
You don't get to hear about Yuffie drowning in a pool of Red 13's cum on the fucking haunted house hotel bed of the fucking Golden Saucer and not have that burned into your fucking frontal lobe for life.
There's only one thing from that has been burned in me, and that is the pissing into the asshole so much that she vomits.
Yeah,
that image had never been in my head ever. Cum covered, sure. Vomiting from the piss, no.
Yeah, but from a fucking cum covered from the dick of a fucking like Digimon, whatever the fuck Red 13's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the piss into the ass and then vomiting it up because it filled her stomach. Because that's what happens. He pisses in her ass so much that like her stomach fills up. So once she gets the vomit.
Would you say that you guys got pissed in by Bad Boys Miami Takedown so much that your stomachs are full of Bad Boys
so
piss?
I threw up on its dick.
It's a big old pisser, this game.
Jesus.
Replayability, I'm gonna give a 1, just because there's stuff. You can go collect all the stuff if you want. The shooting range.
It is not if it has collectibles. It is not if it has these things to do. It is fucking are you gonna play it?
No,
Are
I'm not.
you? Well, then it's a 0.
But there are
There's
things
none.
there.
I've always read replayability as like, is there a chance you could go back and play this game even if you didn't want to?
Each host chooses a different.
Exactly. See?
Yeah, that's why
tomato.
That's why it's so hard to get a perfect
Some people are
rating.
throwing up on dicks. Some people are getting pissed in the ass.
I would rather hang myself. I am not playing this game. It is a 0.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
It was bad.
There's a shooting range. Now it has the same terrible gun controls as the other one.
Schweiss did play it, so
Zach would rather walk around with a hoodie and a bag of
100%.
Skittles.
10 out of 10 replayability. Schweiss already replayed it.
I loaded up that shooting range. Practiced my gunplay. It was just as bad as it was the entire game. The sniper mission was actually even worse on the shooting range because like the targets would kind of they'd take the targets away, but they'd still be visible, and even if you shot him, it wouldn't count. And I was like, that's bullshit. Like, what the fuck?
Well, no, the easy way to beat the sniper mission on the shooting range is you save the game and then you turn your PS2's clock forward a week, and then all the targets die of old age.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So this game sucks. I would not recommend it to anybody. It's probably one of the worst games I've ever played. To completion, it probably is the worst game, honestly. Like, there's games that made me more mad. But this one's just so poor on every possible way that it's not
More
good.
than Hooters?
I'd rather play Hooters Road Trip.
I think it's
honestly.
worse than Hooters, yeah. Well,
I would rather play.
yeah.
No, I would.
Is it worse than Alone in the Dark?
He didn't finish Alone in the Dark. Alone
Yeah.
in the Dark, by the way, deserves a 0 because you can literally game-breaking glitch your way into like every corner of that game.
yeah, I mean, the only
Fuck
thing
that game.
this game has over Hooters is the controls are a little better. But Hooters controls are just really bad. But Hooters is also like an hour and 15-minute game, so you're
This
like,
game, but it's not much better than Hooters Road Trip gameplay wise.
no, it's very close, which is not
How many
good.
times do you go to Jacksonville in this game?
Once, I think. Maybe. Never confirms. I assume we're in Florida with all the Cubans everywhere.
Well, it is called Miami Takedown.
You're in Miami.
I would have to.
Like, of
I would
course
have to
you're in
There's
assume you're in
also
Florida.
there's also that. Yeah, so probably at least once we go to Jacksonville, but not as many times as Hooters. Yeah, don't play it. It's not worth it. This game is trash. Everything about it is pretty bad. So, final thoughts, Zach?
Don't ever fucking play this game. There's no reason to. There's not any reason to play this game.
Not even if you're like a huge fan of the Bad
Yeah,
Boys
even if like
franchise.
you love Bad
Yeah.
Boys, don't, because
Like,
I'm not going to watch
honestly,
the movies now.
Bounty Hunter with like the bounties was a much better system than disarming in this game. Like that was actually kind of fun. Like a little, there was like an inkling of like, oh, maybe this is fun. When you're like catching the bounties, roping those motherfuckers. This, no, man, no. Being a bad boy is way easier, and it's terrible. Like you got to like fucking aim with these shitty guns and like the shitty aimer and the crosshairs, shoot the gun out of their hand. Like, come on, it was accidental every time I did it. So yeah, it fucking sucks.
Schweiss, do you still have Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon up there?
Yeah, I do. It's still here.
That
What, you want to review the fucking Crouching Tiger game?
I always thought it would happen someday for Nude Clan, and it never did.
Yeah, should have been on your bucket list, man.
No. I'm glad it's something we didn't ever have to do, but man, there's definitely like, I don't know, dude, because like the 5
You could always
seconds,
just play it out of morbid curiosity.
dude,
and
I
not
was
have to review
so obsessed with it, and I still kind of am. Like, there's that book that it's based on, the Chinese book, has only been translated into French outside of Chinese, and I have considered buying that and learning French to read the book. Like, that's how much of a fucking like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon like nerd I am. But I bought that video game. I watched like the Chinese television show version to see the differences. It's terrible, by the way. I played the like 5 seconds of that video game, and it was the worst controls, the worst handling, the worst everything I'd ever done. But luckily, I didn't have to play for the show, so I didn't have to like keep going. Like, it just stopped there. So
Right.
part of me is like, what is the? Is it worse? Because that's what I question. Like, can it be worse than that? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Will you?
By the
ever
way, Joe,
know,
if you
though?
want a what is that fighting style called? In that it's not like wire fu, but like there's a
Wuxia?
Chinese word for it. Yeah, if you want like a good Musha style game, that actually stars.
What's it, Mushu
Gak.
style?
I said Musha.
Whoosh,
I know.
with a W.
Yeah, if you want to style a game like that actually stars Gact, it's called Bujingai: The Forsaken City on PS2. Unfortunately, it's very expensive now, but I feel like that's a better Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon game than the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon game.
Yeah,
It stars Gacht.
It really does, yes.
is the best part about
It stars Gact with like pink hair, but it's like him. But then like when you beat the game, you can unlock a skin where you play as Gact in like his normal clothes. And he's just got 2 swords and he's just swishing them around. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. Well, recap on the game. I gave the story a 3. Zach gave it a 4. Gameplay a 3 from me, a 1 from Zach. Sound and music a 3 from me, a 2 from Zach. Graphics and design a 3 from me, a 1 from Zach. Replayability 1 from me, 0 from Zach. A total of 13 out of 50 for myself, and 8 out of 50 for Zach.
Oh my god!
A combined Nude Clan score of 21 out of 50. Making
out of
Bad
100.
Boys. Oh yeah, 21 out of 100, sorry. 21 out of 50 is mediocre. Actually, it's still bad, but making this the third worst game of all time, according to Nude Clan. Above Hooters Road Trip by 1 point, Alone in the Dark and New Nightmare by 1 point, and 4 points ahead of Pimp My Ride.
I would have rather played Pimp My Ride in this game. Me and Cameron did not do it right.
You guys didn't know what you had.
You set a new low today.
Oh, so
How does that feel?
Not good. I have Pimp My Ride 2 if you want to destroy that game as well. That's just one of those.
Pimp My Ride 2 is in like TOO or is in like Pimp My Ride number 2?
There is actually a sequel to Pimp My Ride.
Oh my
But I had
god.
the first one.
Nice. Well, you heard it here. Don't play this game.
You sure did. You also heard Schweiss pissing.
Yeah, Schweiss
I'm sure.
typing. Schweiss doing all the things.
You also heard a bunch of Derek Chauvin jokes.
Yeah, Schweiss's kids getting chauvined. Or George Floyd did, I guess. They didn't get chauvined. But shit, yeah, I don't know, man. This game sucks. Like, I know this is one of the like forced entries ones, but like it makes me kind of regret picking Hooters Road Trip for my final game. Like this game, all the bad games that we'll play from here on out will make me regret that forever, I think. But
Wait,
here we
why?
are. It's like everyone else has got like good games on their final game, and then mine's fucking Hooters, like one of the worst games we've ever reviewed. I just kind of feel bad.
Yourself. What the fuck?
It was a meme for how long? It had to get done at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's like the Conan Exiles. It's just, it has to be done. Like, we know it exists, thus it must be completed.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Real quick hypothetical. If it wasn't Hooters Road Trip, what would you want to be your bucket list game? Like, if you could just choose one instead of just having it voted on.
I mean, if I could just pick it, I'd probably do like Resident Evil Outbreak or something and make you guys fucking play that game.
There you go. We'd also probably think that game was shitty, but I mean...
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be like a 67, 70.
I mean, Schweiss has also brought up Lord of the Rings: The Third Age to me like 5,000 times. That feels like that would have been on there.
That's the Final Fantasy X
Is that
one.
like the... Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same game, but with Lord of the Rings. So, and it has an insane boss fight, too, just like 10. Like with the big fucking flying guy. Evray in Final Fantasy X has a fucking roadblock boss. So, it's like where you have to fight one of the ring wraiths. It's crazy. I never got past it, but... Yeah, but here we are.
Yep.
Living with my decision.
I think the next review will be me and A4 doing Metroid Prime. Super Metroid, whatever it is.
I thought
Metroid Prime is a very different game.
Yeah.
That's the next game review, right? We still might do movies.
Yes.
Right?
We got Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li is the next movie. And then we probably also could do an After Dark between then. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to be super busy for the next like week and a half. Yeah.
I know you are. I got the update.
So Super Metroid might have to wait another week. Like it might have to wait. It might have to wait 3 weeks. But I don't think that game's very long. So.
I've played about 1 minute of it. So
nice.
Oh, you got off the spaceship. Okay,
I did get off the spaceship, and I was afraid I wasn't going to get off the spaceship. I'm like, no, we're already starting with platforming. I suck. But I made it off. Thankfully.
Nice.
And beat the first boss, I guess.
What, the mother brain thing, the Super Metroid or whatever?
I don't know what it is. It's just like a pterodactyl looking motherfucker.
It's dead though.
Oh, Ridley, yeah.
And I don't know if it's dead. I did it went away and then I had to escape.
It comes back in other games as like Mecha Ridley and a bunch of other bullshit. So.
Okay. Very interesting mood to that game. It's very, very 1980s space thing.
It's very clearly based on like Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on that one. The only other
and then we got to sync up for Halo 5. How are we going to do that?
Yeah, I'll borrow a Xbox when it comes time.
I have an Xbox One downstairs. I just need to sign it. I just need to get Game Pass.
Maybe I'll play Halo 5. I don't know.
You don't have to. It's not on the must-play list.
I know it's not.
You know you want to play it, though. Come on.
I mean, Zach does have one more game than all of us right now.
Yeah.
On the list. So if he wants to get ahead.
Why?
I don't know.
That's just how it worked out.
I didn't fuck you.
The fuck? Fuck you.
I didn't do anything.
Who's gonna play Grandia 2 with me?
You know what's fucked up?
know.
You gave the brown guy the extra game. That's kind of fucked. While the 3 white bitches don't have to do that. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I might end up doing Grandia with A4. I don't know. I don't know if I want any more RPGs in my mind.
Which Metroid are you guys playing again?
Super Metroid. It's the Super Nintendo one.
God, fuck you for giving me an extra game, you bitch. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, well, you weren't there, so that's why you didn't realize.
Absolute.
How's that Metroid Dread, Zach?
It's very dready.
Yeah? When's the last time you picked that one up?
A bit. I'm actually pretty close to the end, I think. I think I have 4 more, or 2 more bosses left or something like that.
It's a good-ass game.
It's super fun, dude. I really have enjoyed it. But when I was playing it when I had COVID, I was like, oh, I need to beat Hooters, Strays.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's things I needed to beat. And that's the biggest fucking thing, about having games to beat is there's games I really like to play, but I have things I do need to beat. Except for I am making time tomorrow to play the new Fire Emblem game because I have been looking forward to it.
It does come out tomorrow.
You got a gap while me and A4 try to. Although
I'll gap you.
If I were you, I would get ahead on the fucking long ass RPGs. Just play a couple hours of that.
I thought about starting Live Alive already. I have it for Switch.
Don't remind me.
I've been working on.
It looks fun. It looks really fun.
Yeah. I've been working
Live Alive is supposed to be great.
I've been working on God of War Ragnarok yesterday, I guess. I played 5 hours of it at night.
I beat God of War 1 again, so I can review that with you guys. And I now have the Platinum Trophy for that. So
Nice.
Yeah. I did not beat God mode, so I don't have everything in it yet, so I might beat it one more time, but...
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
I don't know. I kind of want to, just so I can never touch it again. Yeah. I already did the Challenge of the Gods, and that was brutal. I was stuck on Challenge 10 for 2 hours, dude.
Yeah, they're tough. The one on Chains of Olympus took me forever. It took me longer than the game itself took me, which is pretty pathetic.
I've also been playing Final Fantasy X for some fucking reason, so
nice.
I think this time I'm actually going to go through and get all everyone's celestial weapons.
Nice. Have fun with the hell
try to be the dark
compasses.
I might as well try to be the Dark Aeons and stuff. I know it's going to be hell, but whatever.
No, the boss fights are fine. The chocobo racing is not fine. So enjoy that.
I already had to try and reload once so I could beat the Luca goers at the Blitzball tournament, even though it's not really required.
No, it's not.
I just wanted to.
Fuck that.
And then right before the show on the Steam Deck, I played the first 20 fucking minutes of Persona 3 Portable because that came out today on Steam.
Oh, there you go.
Schweiss, did I not grab Parasite Eve from you?
No, I see it right over there.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's here.
Fuck.
Hey, don't worry. Schweiss doesn't make sure anything's ready for you when you go to pick things up. Yeah. He makes his wife have to dig the TV out of the back and me to make sure I have everything for the PlayStation.
That's right.
As Alex goes, "What? Oh, hi, Zach." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here for the TV and the PlayStation." Oh, Caleb didn't say anything about that, but I'll grab it for you.
Yeah.
As your 5 kids are running around, and I'm like, oh man, I was trying to help her, but
yeah, there's no help.
Bro.
I know, I forgot.
Zach lays on his Hispanic charm. He's like, "You poor woman, you could have such a better man."
Yeah.
Cha-cha.
I just imagine you sound like Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah, that's just in his blood,
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of, racism, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you again next time. We're probably going to do a movie review, like they were saying, the Chun-Li thing. Give these guys a little time to do Super Metroid if they have it in time. If not, then after dark, and then we'll get to those. But we're working on it.
Fuck it, we are gonna slow down because we're gonna start getting into the long games.
Yeah, we're getting to the RPGs, dude.
Yeah, you guys have like 85 fucking over 2 Kingdom Hearts games to play.
And 84 has to play every
that
God
can
of War
slow.
up into Ragnarok. So
we can
That's
slow
also true.
down on the Kingdom Hearts.
I feel like the only long one though, Zach, is going to be God of War 2018.
that's such a good game.
I know, but I'm saying like God of War 2 and God of War 3 are probably like 10 hours each, easy.
No, yeah, God of War 3 is actually, I really like the third God of War game because it's just fucking, you just kill the shit out of people the entire time. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's all right.
As opposed to the other 2 games
where you're innocent and don't kill anybody.
Yeah, right.
Well,
But yeah, come hang out for that. Until then, guys, as always, live always in the nude.
Bad Boys 2 fucking sucks.
Walk with your Salt Lake City scooter held high. I don't know.
Fuck
gas held high.
off.
Yeah!